Okay, so we're streaming on OBS, which means we're live on Twitch, and in about 30 seconds we'll go into the intro.
Yay.
And my phone is
Hi,
vibrating a lot.
73 Taurus. What?
I don't know.
That's your excuse anyway. So exciting. Let's go ahead and just start this, and I will start that last one now. Hold on a second. It's not hooking up for some reason. Ed, if you would post something into the group, please, and let folks know that we're working something out here. I appreciate it. Apologize, gentlemen. Now, let's just attempt this then. Give me 1 second. I'll just do a quick fix on this. Okay, let me see if that fixed things. Nope. Give me a second. I'm grabbing my tech help here to help me through.
Let me try something here. Okay. What I have to do is delete each stream and then start it again. Give me a second while I get down encoder details real quick, gentlemen, and then I'll just... Oh, bless you.
Golly.
Are you allergic to the show?
No, just everything else. It doesn't matter how much I clean, doesn't matter how much I vacuum. This time of year, I'll just sneeze.
Okay. Well, at least the people on Twitch get to keep all the exciting stuff going on.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah, sorry about this, guys. I appreciate your patience. I think there's a software issue going on somewhere. Because we had this problem a week or two ago also, where I had to go reset the whole radio station and re-enter all the information for it.
I need one more like on my page.
Make Kevin Steil go like it. He likes that kind of stuff.
I'm very excited. I posted a link and 2 people liked it.
Yeah.
Oh. You got. Wait. Yeah.
What we'll do, we'll cut the intro short tonight, guys, to make this go quicker. Okay.
We're going right into it, Kev.
No, we'll have
right in there.
We'll have a bit of a. I'll cut music
to
to
work.
catch everything up here. It's okay. Let me do this. There.
Such exciting times.
Yeah.
Technology.
Oh, good times, huh? Okay. Let's go here.
Kevin, what are you eating?
Cashews.
Bless you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Okay. Ed, would you be kind enough to direct everyone over to White Party Radio? That's the one I'm going to bring up first because...
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Archive. There we go. And tell them we'll have it up and running in just a moment here.
Yeah, if I can spell listen.
Okay.
I have faith in you. You can do it.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Email. I have another for you. Well, it's for Ed.
Okay.
Almost forgot all about this one. Actually, Eric, you should add one too.
For what?
Your the Teslacon email address. Unless you want.
Jeez.
Unless
No,
you
we've
just
been getting so many bots on it. It's not even worth it right now. We have to take it down anyways. We have to do something with it. I'm getting about 50 bots a day on it.
So. You want people to just contact you on the website, on Facebook?
Yeah, it's easier. Yeah. Teslacon Friends and Teslacon are the main ones.
Let me bring those up. I'll get the links.
Okay.
Teslacon Fans and Teslacon Friends.
Teslacon Fans, Friends, and there's just Teslacon, the group, is the main group. So they're all there. Friends is the little one.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll send these right over. So, Teslacon.
Okay, we're going to start.
Ready?
Nope, hold on, there's a password error. Let's go ahead and check that and make sure I get that right. I see what the problem is. Okay. Okay, here we go.
Thank you, Kev.
Okay, and I'm going to bring us in now, considering it's 13 after. Okay, and off to a late start. Welcome to Talk of the Tavern, and we're on June 26th. Yay, we made it. It took a while with Eric Larson and Kevin Steil here to get the steam-powered engines going. They had me shoveling coal for the past 15 minutes. They told me because I was a bad host, I had to dig the coal. So, welcome to Eric Larson. Say hello, Eric.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Good.
Thanks for having me on today.
Tell us what you're drinking tonight.
I had coffee.
It's very
Hey,
exciting.
coffee.
But
My Starbucks mug.
Wasn't it like amaretto coffee, though?
It was, yes, amaretto coffee with a hint of chocolate. So
See, there you go. That's something.
that'll keep me buzzed for the next hour, so I'll be able to be just fine.
And what about the Airship ambassador there? What's he got?
Hello, good evening. I'm having water, which could be like vodka flavored water or water flavored vodka. But it looks like water. So.
And it smells like water. And it tastes like vodka.
That's right.
Then, of course,
it's still before dinner for me. So
there you go. No beef, just vodka. Thank you. It's what's for dinner. Then, of course, we're joined by Ed Summers.
What up? What up? I am drinking Macallan 15 double cast.
Oh, really? Nice choice tonight. And
It's some leftovers.
Leftover? I love when I have leftovers that are 15-year-old scotches. And what about Andrea of Night Owl Creations? What do you got tonight?
Coffee. Pete's coffee.
Pete's.
Pete's, excellent choice.
Yeah.
But is it flavored or just tastes like peat?
Yeah, and he tastes like coffee. It's very good.
Now we need to check Tastes like Peter or tastes like Pete Moss?
Next.
Kevin Crew, straight out of the Isle of Wight.
Good evening, everybody. I also am drinking coffee, but in honour of the hilarity it caused last week, just for Andrea, I also have a lemon squash.
And I'm your host, Travis Sivart, and I have some Jamesons tonight, and
Nice.
as well as some water to back that up. And I'm smoking a nice autumn evening out of a Nording tonight. And let's do the opening toast, get that over with. Here's to getting together with old friends to reunite, and reignite old interests.
Cheers.
Here, here.
So there's the intro. Yeah. It's, I want to apologize for the delay in the beginning. My software that I use to broadcast with, every other week it's actually shutting down and not accepting the stations that I have programmed in. So I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'll look over it over the next week and make sure it doesn't happen again. Other than that, we could
Travis, I'm not sure anybody's hearing us.
Not sure anybody's hearing us.
Are we up on Radio Real yet?
No, we're on White Party only right now.
The link for White Party, it says page under construction.
No, it doesn't. If they look at the bottom of that page, there's a link at the bottom of that for the actual player. I'm just putting that now.
Okay.
Okay, hold on a second, everyone that is listening. I'm going to attempt, while these guys talk, I'm going to work behind the scenes and try to get Radio Reel set up also. So we're on both stations.
Okay.
And so we will be up on both. So let me do this. We're going to just act like we did our intro, which we kind of did. Nice abbreviated version. We'll skip the song out of that. I have brought you two gentlemen on to talk with us about basically reminding folks, when you have something you're passionate about and love, you have to work with it. You can't just wait for it to show up on your doorstep, ring your bell, and say, let's go out and do something. You actually have to seek events, create events, or at least, at minimum, attend events. So this is our Steampunk Revitalization initiative. That's where the title comes from. So which one of you gentlemen want to start and talk about what we're looking at doing here?
I guess me. You're looking like, well,
Eric, go ahead and start, Eric, and
I'll let you jump in. I would say it happened about 2 to 3 years ago. Austin Serkin, who lives in Georgia, wrote an article about basically is steampunk dead? And I had mentioned it to Kevin, and we both agreed that steampunk is not dead. It's not dead. I think we're in the doldrums right now. We're bored. And as we have talked over the last year, it's become more apparent that fewer people are probably going. It doesn't mean they're not in it anymore. They're just not doing as much. I think personal life has taken over, children, everything, you name it.
Right.
And one of the things we're learning is, from what I've seen, there doesn't seem to me as many events. And this is where Kevin will jump in. But we were talking about it one night, and we talk to each other about every 2 weeks on the phone. And I was commenting, it's like, it's not like it was X amount of years ago, 5, 7 years ago. I think people did a lot more. And as goofy as it sounds, it's not high-tech stuff. It's just getting together and seeing each other. Right. And I thought, you know what we need? We need something. And if you look at everything that's coming out, we had a rather long discussion one night. There are no new movies coming out. 20,000 Leagues is at best being made, but we don't know when.
Right.
Bryan Singer could have it released in 2018, 2019, it doesn't matter. The big TV show that was supposed to happen with Bruce Boxleitner is just sitting there doing nothing. And there are no real movies. There are movies that have steampunk-esque feelings to them, but nothing is really there. And then you have some games that come out, but very few people play a lot of board games. Right. So there just isn't a lot there. People are still making films, fan-made films, but not as many as there were 3 years ago. And we were talking, and I thought, the one thing that everyone always has enjoyed, and I just went to one little event on Saturday here in Lodi, Wisconsin, is it was maybe about 50 people. But we got together for a few hours, and it was fun because everyone interacted, everyone dressed up, everyone did what they normally do, but it was a lot of fun. We just got to do things that we used to do. We just got together and we talked with friends over tea, over ice cream, didn't matter. They had a chai tasting, and it was fun because we got to talk about what we liked doing, and everyone was telling me what they're planning to wear for Teslacon, and everyone was talking about, oh, I'm making this, or we're doing this now, and this will be done by this fall. And it really reinforced the fact why we're in this. We get to meet with people and do things that we like, and I think a lot of us had forgotten about that. So many people just go to conventions, or they want to buy a book, and let's face the fact there aren't as many steampunk books coming out either. I think Kevin will back me up on that.
I just released one 2 days ago.
Okay, well then that's one more than I didn't know. See, so nothing's being really made for TV or anything. We just had the what was that? Time After Time again. And that fell and flopped by the fourth or fifth episode.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, it didn't last very long, sadly. And certainly part of it was the writing, but it had a lot of the right elements.
And that's the thing. We can't control it. It's out of our control. What we can control is what we do as a fandom, how we do it, and the frequency we do it. And so we were talking, and I said, you know what we need? We need a swift kick in the ass. And fans need to start doing more. And this goes into what Kevin's working on as his new project also. And I said, what you're trying to do works into this, but in another way. And I'll let him explain it. Yeah. But I said, what we need to do is start getting together again and just start having fun. And this summer, it seems like there's a lot of issues going on all around the world. It's not just America or England. It's everywhere. Yeah. Everyone's having a tough time. And I said, you know what we need to do? We need to be happy again. People need to be happy, and they need to remember what it was like. And I think that's important. And I think what we all need to do is just sort of take a breath, sit back, and start going, what can we do to re-energize steampunk? And the ideas, it came to me, and Kevin thought it was a good idea. It's getting together for dinner again. Right. And it doesn't mean necessarily going to a restaurant. It doesn't mean going to a bar. It means having people over, 10, maybe 15 people at most. Could be as few as 6 or 8. But reintroducing it to people, so everyone, or every week, or however you do it, every other week, you bring someone new. And it's to introduce them, and you show them things. And I said it could be as easy as having a themed movie night with themed food.
Definitely.
I've been wanting to do 20,000 Leagues, the Disney film, and have, like seafood. I bought some plates from Williams-Sonoma, and they're real cute. They have octopi on and everything, starfish. But it's stuff like that, and it's fun to get together, sit and talk about the film, and just meet with people in that. And I think if we started doing that again, it would be fun. And I told him, I said we could come up with different ways. Maybe people could send him photos once a week, show us what they were making, the recipes, talk a little about the film they saw. He could post it. And we could, maybe give an online award out for, most creative dinner or creative theme of the week. And it's not super big, but if we got 10 or 20 people doing it every week, I think it would be fun, because overall what we're trying to do is reinvigorate, get people out. And you invite someone who, well, I sort of like that stuff, and that's what we've always heard. And have them come in and have them talk to people. And, people can wear costumes. And help them have them come in and have reacquainted with it again, so to speak. And I think that's what we need. We need something, because right now there is nothing. There's the conventions. As we figured out the other night, there's no more than 13 to 15 full conventions anymore. I mean, that's
in the U.S.
Yeah, in the U.S. Yes, and let me state that. Yeah, in the U.S. I think things are picking up a little in Britain and Europe as a whole, but we don't hear about it as much over here. And, we keep hearing things are, well, we're shutting down. We're not doing this anymore. Or this component of the thing, which is steampunk, is we're not doing it anymore at a convention. And I think people have to realize if you want it to continue, you're going to have to support it somehow. And there's a lot of good ones. The next big one coming up is Motor City SteamCon in Detroit, coming up in about 3 weeks, I believe. And they're on Facebook. You can still buy tickets, I know, and I'm a big endorser of Sal's. And I want people to go because I want people to support it. But I also want people to see the different types of conventions there are. And there's Steampunk Symposium in Ohio, and then myself at Teslacon. We're the big three right now in the Midwest. Emerald City Con is no more. So it's hard because we're trying to keep this all together, but Al does early spring, Sal does midsummer, and I do early fall. And that's, or I should say late fall. So we spread ourselves out, but, we need support. We need people to come in. We need them to interact. And hopefully by starting this dialogue with the dinners or however we want to do it, maybe it's a reading party, we get more people energized again. And I think we just have to be content with knowing we have to do ourselves what we want. It's DIY. And I think some people are forgetting that that's what it was based on originally, was do it yourself. And
I think our society is very, let me sit in front of something and people present me with things to amuse me. And we have forgotten the joy of going out there and creating even just a party. That's still creating.
Yes. And
to do it with a bunch of other people who you actually like being around, that's something amazing that you can't do that at home with a television controller or a video game controller. I don't care how many people are in the chat room at the time.
That's true. Kevin.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the scenic way to add on to what you said. So there have been about 35 to 40 conventions globally for the last 6 to 8 years, and it's been pretty steady as a total number, but that the actual conventions come and go, sadly, fairly quickly. That some only last a year, maybe two. Right. Some have actually endured and have been very successful, like Teslacon, GearCon in Portland, and certainly Steampunk World's Fair out on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. But there are so many other ones that just come and go, and but new ones keep popping up, which is nice. It fills a void. So people keep doing things, but new conventions and have a new flavor. It takes a while for them to get going and get the word out that there is a new convention or a new event to draw people in, and then even with those larger events, that there's conventions, but then I'm seeing an uptick in festivals, which is a much more casual, very loose, almost unscheduled kind of event where there's music and performances and vendors, but it's more people are just kind of walking around and enjoying the ambiance and just kind of being there, as opposed to scheduled events like a convention. And Eric was right, too, on the books. There generally seems to be fewer books, I guess, coming from major publishers, although Tor has just released several. There's Firebrand from A.J. Hartley and Perilous. Oh, shoot, I forgot the second word.
Raise your glass.
And The Guns Above by Robin Dennis. So there's several coming from Tor, which is, I don't know, consistently put out a number of steampunk books. Yeah, over the years. Orbit's had some. Certainly, Gail Carragher has her books coming out quite a bit in different series, so that's good. There's a lot of self-publication going on, and of varying quality, I think, as self-publication often is. That some are really good, and they're gripping and enjoying, and it's easy to overlook a misspelled word or something, or you kind of trip while reading. Right. But there's a lot out there. There's a number of Kickstarters for books that are out there frequently, especially for people that have already published a book. Then people have a known entity, and they know what they're going to read, so that helps.
I was just going to say, I think but Travis, we are having the first Teslacon novel come out this fall.
Oh, really?
So it's going to be about 200 pages. It's being self-published. A friend of mine who has his master's in English and was a teacher with me. He's writing it based on my character, which is funny because I shared an office with him. So all the jokes and all the little idiosyncrasies, I've read a little of it to Kevin already. He has me down pretty good, and it is funny. It's comedy when I'm involved, and then it switches to serious steampunk immediately after.
Gotcha.
So my favorite line, I'll tell you this real quick from the book. the two heroes are watching this giant thing being set up in a castle in Romania, and the one guy looks, he goes, "This is such a production," and the heroine goes, "Of course it is. It's Lord Bobbins," which I think just tells you what the book is going to be like. It's good. It has to do with Romania because that's our theme this year, but it's really a fun little adventure. So I'm hoping that'll do well, and it'll be on sale at the convention.
Nice. It'll be fun to do a live reading too at the convention, and
that's what I'm hoping to
do a chapter or so, and get people involved with it. So it's a lot of fun. So talking about other things that are out there, there's the music. So a number of groups. I guess there's sort of new music groups that keep coming up, and haven't really seen anybody fade away or disband, really. Some have YouTube videos, some are just live performances and seeing them at the conventions. But with all of them, they've got CDs to buy and things to download. And part of our participation is that we need to support our community. That if we want this kind of content, either the books or music or artwork or any of that, that we need to pony up really and put our money where our mouth is and say, yes, that's what I want, and buy those books and the music and all of that. And it's important because if that's how most of these artists are making their living, or at least supplementing their living with a day job. But it's important that we're supporting them and the makers and everybody else in our community. So even with our books, that most people just go to Amazon and buy their books there. But there's also steampunk bookstores. There's the Airship Ambassador bookstore, Off the Beaten Path with Salathiel, and I think there's one or two others. But that's another way that we support each other instead of a big corporation. That it's a little bit, but it helps.
Well, for those
and it is one way to show.
For those out there that might say, well, I can't afford it or I can't go to these things, support can come in the form as simple as sharing the link, as spreading the word, as listening to a free online radio show. This is the way you support the community. The community is not about, oh, I made $2. It's about, hey, I was there in one form or another.
Mm-hmm. And it helps build that buzz when people are sharing their experiences of what they did and what they enjoyed. It's like, this is why you should go because this happened, this happened, this happened. This is what I like about it. And you're totally right. Just to share that online in any of the forums or on their own page or with other steampunks can make a real big difference. And it can influence other people's like, that sounds interesting. Maybe I want to check that out too next time.
Yeah, and I'll say this to all the listeners right now. If you haven't shared the event, you still can share it now. Or any of the links posted during the event, if you're on the Facebook event page, share those, whether it's to Kevin Steil's Airship Ambassador website, Teslacon, or anything. That's what we do. That's how we help each other. That's how we support each other. And it shows the love. And who doesn't like a little love?
Exactly. And part of that sharing is that I can put things out on the Airship Ambassador calendar, that I try to keep it up to date. Mm-hmm. And while I read a lot and I see a lot, I don't see everything. So it's always helpful when people just email me directly and say, here's my event. And it could be really big or really small. It could be your book club. It could be a dinner group. Or it could be some local event. Or it could be a big event.
It doesn't matter. Darts in your basement, guys. That's a Victorian.
And that's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. That is what we're talking about. It's just getting together and doing something as a group. Yeah.
And so Eric had alluded to one of my new projects because I have so much free time, and it actually, which is basically none whatsoever. But it started actually last fall, so almost a year ago, where I've been looking into recipes from the 1800s. And people who follow my Twitter feed or social media, Facebook and such, will see that I used to post essentially just a recipe a day.
Right.
From the 1800s. And now I've actually moved up to full cookbooks because that's I'm at. And I think I picked up like 250 cookbooks online from archive.org. And I'm chunking my way through all these recipes and making a lot. And I make a cake every week and take it into work so that all my little coworker guinea pigs can try it out and let me know what they think.
Kevin Steil, you mentioned this to me a month or two ago when we started talking about bringing you on the show, and I mentioned I have a gentleman who I know who's a professional chef who actually wrote the cooking portion of Steampunk for Simpletons. That's Kevin Crew right here. So now you've met, so if he can help you out at all, he's got all kinds of great resources.
Meet Kevin, meet Kevin. For those of you listening on the radio, that just became highly confusing.
And Andrea, you had something to add earlier?
Yeah, and as far as conventions, a lot of times if you can't afford it that year, a lot of them need volunteers. Am I correct?
Correct.
And that way you could see things and help out and support.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, and I would say almost every event, large and small, needs help. It needs a volunteer to help coordinate things, get the word out, whatever it might be. But yeah, every event always needs volunteers. So that's definitely one way to be involved and participate as well as just to attend.
I'll add to that, Andrea. I just finished the schedule, and I know everyone's biting at the side of their mouth to see this, and it's still a little in limbo. I have to wait about a week, but I'm trying to put it up right away. So that's what people are waiting for, so they can volunteer. As we've known that because they don't want to volunteer until they see the schedule. And there's always a lull where something big is happening. You see, everyone drops off for 2 hours, but it's important. I mean, for everything to work, I have a staff, but the volunteers help tremendously. And, even 2 to 4 hours over a weekend. Remember, we start Thursday and run through Sunday afternoon. And no other convention that I know does that yet. That I'm not quite sure if Jeff Mox runs on a Thursday or not.
I don't think so. We didn't start till Friday this year.
Okay, Friday. So we try to give people, for $65, we try to give them their money's worth. So half a Thursday up through Sunday at about 1 to 2 o'clock. And it's fun because we camera.
That all day Friday makes a huge difference. And I don't know, is this a good time for me to rattle on about Teslacon a little bit?
I don't ever stop people, but I get tired of it.
I just want to make sure I'm not going to cut off a thought that you're in the middle of.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, so I've been to Teslacon a couple years ago, and every convention has its own personality, has its own niche, and I have found that personality is based off the person who organizes the whole damn thing. Now, in the case of Teslacon, that's Eric. Eric is, he's a talker, but he's also an entertainer in it. He likes to entertain people every moment he can.
I can see that, Kevin.
This is why you got to be on Twitch, because now you can see Kevin Steil doing that. So when I went there, it's more than just a convention. Conventions, you go, you got some panels, you got some shows, you got a room where you can go buy stuff. This is a constant show. It has subtle pageantry as well as in-your-face pageantry. I was just showing Andrea pictures of the stage you built the year I was there. And the dancer...
that's right. You came for the Congress.
Correct.
Came to the Congress. Yeah.
Correct.
That was a 20-foot stage.
Which was the one that I was least excited about, but I still had an awesome time, and it was still an incredible experience. And I think that's the key for your convention, is it is an experience. It is not just a convention where you go buy something and you listen to a few panels and you have a closing ceremony. This is a ongoing plot line with characters that you interact with. It is living theater. And that gives it something that no other con has been able to duplicate on that level. Now, there have been some, rest their souls, that have come and gone that followed in the footsteps and were doing a great job. I loved going to those too. But yeah, there's nothing like Teslacon, guys. If you have a chance to go or live vicariously through somebody with a GoPro on their head, something.
I'll chime in too and give my thoughts. That I go to Teslacon every year, and it's probably my top must-go-to convention. And I would agree that it is an experience, that it's not about the guests that are invited and the speakers, but it's that whole weekend. It's a feeling. It's the kind of a family reunion feeling, getting to see people, especially being sort of centrally located, at least Midwest, that it can attract people from a wide area, which means that I'll get to see people from the East Coast that I won't usually see for a convention here on the West Coast, and vice versa. And then everybody else coming up from the South, like the Texas group and people out of Tennessee and some of those other states that it's convenient generally to get to.
And it's in November in Wisconsin, which means when you wear your Victorian clothing, your wool pants, you're like, oh, this is great, as opposed to, oh, I just melted.
Yeah, well, we like to say it's crisp. It's crisp outside. Yeah.
Well, it depends, I guess, where you come from. Someplace, I think crisp is a great word for it. I have other friends that would be saying it's damned cold. So it all depends on where you're from.
The Georgia crew might say that. Yeah. I mean, I will admit, when we started it, we figured a 2-year run. But the big part of this really is my actors. They are the ones. I mean, we have plenty of volunteers, and I love them, and we have a really good crew. But the actors, people have been coming back for the actors. I mean, when they were voting on different things, and William and Heath both won that year for different characters, that was a big deal. And I always said it was like my Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse one, because it meant a lot to me. But then I realized the fans were voting for characters at a convention. And it was a big deal. And these people put a lot out. They really try. Now we have Sherlock Holmes in the mix. And John is a very, very witty guy, and it's so much fun to watch when he brings things to life. And he's doing a whole new thing this year. So, I mean, that's one part of it. But I mean, it's the story. Like this year we go to Romania, and everyone's like, is it going to be Halloween? I'm like, no, it's not Halloween. It is Romania. And we're going to have our issues. We're going to have a lot of issues that come up because it's Romania. But we're trying to also keep it historical.
I like it. Andrea, what do you have there?
Yeah, it's different. I'm sorry.
I have a question. I know a lot of conventions have a masquerade or a contest. Do you have that at Teslacon?
We have a costume contest, yes, run by Cassie Bayer, and she does a very good job of it. We are going to have that.
You also have a ball, don't you?
We have 3.
Ah!
I have 3 balls.
One more and you can walk.
Yeah, no. We're going to do one called the Atrium, which started a couple years ago, basically because with the themes, I keep it in a thematic. So the Atrium's the small one. It's just waltzing and that. Friday night, we have what's called the Steerage Ball. And Dublin O'Shea is our mainstay band. Aaron has been with me as many years as I've had the con. He was a student of mine. He went out to work for Walt Disney and now works at Riot Games. And he's a great help. And then this year, I'll say it right here, we'll make the official announcement. Victor and Bully are coming to Teslacon this year.
Yay!
And I want to thank Montague, Fromage for that, and some very, very nice contributors who said they love them and would support them coming out here and made it possible. So we have some fans that really not only love Teslacon, but love the band, and they're bringing them over from England for us.
So
that's really pretty rare, I think, when people go that far with it.
I'm curious about that because I know you and I have discussed doing a live talk at the Tavern there, and maybe we can encourage the fans in that direction also to let us know, are you interested in seeing a live talk of the Tavern show there, and moving forward with that. And that's something, I'm going to plug something here, sorry guys. The Patreon page is for exactly that sort of thing, doing live shows, going in there and supporting the show that way. Okay, I'm done with the plug. Patreon.com/talk of the Tavern. Okay, because I want to go. Matter of fact, I'm going to go either way probably, so we're going to talk about a live show no matter what, but
no, we want to have you as a live show. So I think people need to see, though, that, and I don't want to say we're so radically different for everyone, but we are different to a point. And I think Kevin and you both know that. I mean, Kevin's been going for quite a while now, and he see things change. The one thing I do say is we keep it consistently changing. We do. It's not the same thing every year exactly.
I like
there
that.
Are things that change up. Everyone does Splendid Teapot Racing now, which is out of New Zealand, and I love it.
Correct.
We had the people who created it last year come. The issue is, here's the issue. The issue is everyone does it the same way. And after a while, I was like, well, what are we going to do for Romania? And I noticed they had a haunted forest. So we are literally going to have a glow-in-the-dark haunted forest Splendid Teapot race where the racers have to use headlights.
That's awesome.
And everything's lit underneath, and it's all done with a black light. So the whole thing is going to be very different. I'm asking Aaron to create sound effects like you're in a haunted forest. And we'll have music, but they have to race through an entire, what you'd call it, a map of mushrooms, overgrown mushrooms. Nice. That glow, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's one of the things. Yeah.
If I could interrupt real quick, Mr. Crew, what did you have to add?
Yeah. Oh, I was just wondering earlier. Do you think we've got enough loyal fans to raise the money to bring me over from the UK? I'd be up for joining a live show. If you're listening in now and you want to bring me over from the UK, let us know.
I'll put $1 in for that.
Just lock up your daughters and your liquor cabinets.
Hey, just find Victor and the Bully and hide in their luggage.
Ooh. Do you know, I thought that. I wonder if they're bringing some big packing cases. It needs to be pretty big to squeeze me in, though. I'm not your average size stowaway.
Yeah, he's 6'7", so we've got to fold him like 3 times.
6'8".
Oh,
that extra inch counts.
Yes.
Yeah, it does.
Yes. All 8 inches. Please add all the inches.
And if you're a Patreon subscriber and therefore watching our live video stream, you might get to see that inch in the 3rd hour.
Go on, Eric. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, I just, I don't want to just talk about the convention, but we do try to do different things, and this year we're trying some new things again. Every year I try something new.
What's the color scheme this year?
Well, the bad guys always wear purple.
Uh-huh.
Purple is their purple and violet. Pretty much. It's black. We're going to go very dark. It's almost gothic. I don't want to say horror, but it's more gothic for the Romanians.
So everybody knows who's listening who might not have gone. Andrea, you might be interested in this. If you go to Teslacon.com, he actually has the color palette up.
Well, this year we don't yet, but I am putting it up. It is going up. But most people have seen it off Facebook Friends, so just to let you know.
And it's also he does have a cap, so get your tickets soon, and you can get them straight from Teslacon.com. Is that correct?
Yeah, you go right to Eventbrite, and we just sold another 6 or 8 today, I think.
So this is the time to plan for it. This is the time to go put in for those tickets. Hotel reservations are already limited, so
there are 5 hotels, and we can go up to 8. And we have 4 up right now. The main hotel sold out until about 2 weeks beforehand, and we see the shift. But there are 3 other main hotels, and we also have several others that we can go to if we need to. So, and they're all pretty good.
So grab your tickets,
and everything's within 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything's within 2 minutes of the convention. So it actually works pretty good.
So do we want to go on more about the convention, more about small events, more about, what do we want to talk about?
That's one of the things I wanted to, and Kevin can support me on this one and chime in. Mm-hmm. I'm going to try to make it this year. One of the big things is really push at the convention. Let us do more as a group. And that doesn't mean we have to do 1,000 people. Mm-mm. It means there's 10 people, there's 15, whatever it's going to be. But like I did the 4th year, which was bring some menu every year to a convention. Bring some menu to your event. Mm-hmm. Have the dinner. Have a movie night. Have a reading from books. Heck, everyone could bring their favorite steampunk book. Everybody reads a chapter out of it. It doesn't matter what it is as long as we're getting together doing things. And one thing leads to another, and the ideas start, and they're like, oh, we could do this. And then lo and behold, we got to do this at a convention. So they bring the group to a convention. It basically is about keeping this going because we need more people to keep this going. And I think Kevin realizes that too, along with me. When we were talking about it, we need not just newer blood, but we need the blood to keep pumping. We need people to keep doing things. I think right now people are bored. And there isn't that one big wow factor to anything. And I mean, just to sum it up, I mean, the most exciting movie I've seen all year is Wonder Woman. Everything else has been horrible. The Mummy was a bomb. It's just one thing after another. As I was saying before we started, the next big one they say is going to be Planet of the Apes. The reviews are very good on it. I never would have expected that. So
you can go to McDonald's, dress steampunk, and have a steampunk tea party. I
there you
did that.
go.
We've done that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would agree that it can be something really simple, like the things that Eric's already mentioned. But it's all at that individual level where we bring our friends together and we do something fun, and then we invite another friend and bring them into it, or just people that's like, oh, that sounds interesting. And it doesn't have to be out at a restaurant, that people can host in their homes, or maybe they'll find a partner in restaurants and pubs or libraries and have a book reading and a book group there at the library, which is then going to bring in other people that are already at the library listening to them talk about this book. And that I've seen a number of lists coming from different libraries around the country saying, here's some suggestions that we have and they're on our shelves, come get them now. And so it's just one way, but it's all at the individual level to get people involved together and just being social again instead of just always being online.
Our local... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it's one of the films at our local library here in DeForest, which is really cute. They're one of the few that has it, is Topsy-Turvy, which is all about the old operettas. But even though it's a bit of a goofy film and skewed, you watch it and you realize what they went through. And then you could always put on Gilbert and Sullivan music for the evening and, learn to appreciate the period music. I mean, there's just a lot of things people can do. You don't have to have just a movie. You could have music with a movie.
Right.
But the idea is go to these places, these venues, and maybe start a club at a library. And, every 2 weeks you meet and you read from a new book. And maybe if you work with the library, they'll put 20 books out or help them get some. And so people can read them. It doesn't hurt. But I think what we need to do as a fandom is start helping each other more. Yes, I want people to come to the conventions, but I also think if we don't get people at a more basic level to sit down and talk about them, just about things in general, we're not going to get the people interested to begin with. And I think that's what we need.
Our local group here, who's run by Kaylin and Hannah, who came from Cincinnati, and they were very active there. They've come here and become very active, and they have at least one event every month, which is a salon. In July, matter of fact, July 1st, it's a steampunk salon and pool party. So we all get to wear our swimwear that we have. But it's little things like this, and there's times it's just in a restaurant hanging out. Other times it's going to, a cemetery for a picnic, or there's dozens of things they have done or are planning to do, goggle workshops, etc. And the goggle workshops, or any kind of workshop, is a great way to get together where you don't quite spend as much to get a really cool item, because you're making it yourself and you have a group of people where it's social, and there's nothing like it.
That's true.
And we have a couple more minutes before we go into a song, just so everybody knows.
Okay. I agree, just getting everybody together and doing something. Steampunk Arizona, they've got a book club and they meet regularly, and it's just fun. Out here in the Seattle area, there are some old railroad cars and kind of railroad museum. So the local group will get together and go there and kind of do a giant photo op with the trains that are out there, and then I'll head off to one of the local restaurants. And it's always kind of fun because everybody's very dressed up and very fun and proper, and everybody's there just to have a good time. And I think everybody there in town enjoys it too. It's like just to see something new and different. And somebody's always bound to ask, oh, what are you doing and why are you dressed this way? And then it's a great segue into, well, this is steampunk and you might like it too.
Absolutely. Now, Kevin
First
Steil, I know you mentioned that you want people to send you your events. Have you got any emails yet during the show?
Oh, no, I didn't even check.
Because a bunch of people have posted stuff. So if they've posted it, also make sure you go find that link where you can communicate directly with Kevin Steil, and he could put the event up. Yep. And then bookmark that page so you can find things, because I have friends all across the country. And just because I can't go doesn't mean a few of my friends can't. So reposting that, sharing it, it makes a big difference. And that goes for anything, whether it's a convention, a small little event, or like Talk of the Tavern. Just letting other people know who might be interested. It helps us not just grow, but it helps us remain strong. Kevin Crew?
It's what launched this show.
It is. It is. Absolutely. It was a small
We wouldn't be here
period.
if it wasn't for that grassroots networking between steampunk fans who started sharing the link to this show many moons ago, back when we were still Sounds of Steam.
And it launched
That's what grew us.
Steampunk for Simpletons, which Eric did the foreword for, and Kevin Steil had a whole section in it. So, matter of fact, so did Andrea and Kevin Crew. So, 5 out of the 6 people. Ed, we got to get you in.
I'm just here for the booze.
Write another book.
Speaking of the booze, let's go into a song right now. Matter of fact, coming up next is Victor and the Bully with Loose Lips Sink Ships. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with This Week in History. Be back in a couple minutes, guys. Let's see here. There we go. It's playing. I'll be right back, guys. I got to take a quick break.
Kevin, was that okay with you? Everything so far? Okay, good.
Yep. Do we want to get into kind of I posted it on here, but do we want to talk about kind of what do you want at a convention or event?
Yeah, that's what I figured we'd go through next. Okay. Did you want to bring up the cookware yet or not?
Probably not the bakeware, but we can talk about the recipes and I guess the coming cookbook. But and if we can encourage people to, I guess, do their dinners and share their recipes themselves, and if they wanted to do like a guest post for Airship Ambassador, and I'll put it up on the blog each week.
Okay, you can bring that up then, and then link them right to it. Why don't we talk about what people want to see at conventions, and then we can segue into yours then.
Okay.
It'll work. And you guys can ask us questions too,
Okay.
I don't know how I look in here. I'm getting the direct western sun hitting me right now through the blinds, so.
Hey, look, it looks good.
So, Eric, Kevin, you both doing okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we discussed what we're going to hit on next, so.
Well, when we come back, we're going to do This Week in History, and then we'll do another song after that, and when we come back, whatever else you guys want to talk about. Do you want to discuss that now, or after This Week in History?
We're going to just talk about what people want to see at conventions, and then we're going to go back into doing things again in the groups and how he can link them and get the information.
The Teslacon awards that you're going to be doing?
We could hint at it, maybe. We haven't.
Okay.
Fully, we're not. But we can talk that we're talking about doing something again. I suppose we just have to exactly decide how and when we're going to do it.
Yeah, that's your call, bud.
One of those. It's pulling the trigger. And as Kevin knows, we have plenty of triggers to pull.
Oh yeah.
So just so you know, this event reached almost 2,000 people, 842 this week alone.
Wow.
So.
Which means even more, according to Andrea, we'll see it probably tomorrow then too, right?
Correct.
The numbers will go up.
Because after the show, I go and immediately put it up. So by midnight East Coast time, it is up as an MP3, a 3-hour MP3 that people can download or stream.
Travis, if you could maybe ask me about what's going to be special this year, and then I could go from there into the panels, and then he can pick it up with the groups again. That would help, I think, help me a little.
Okay, yeah, I could definitely do that. Kevin?
And then when you have the link ready, I'll add it into the news feed for next week, or the week after. But I'll post it in the news feed for Airship Ambassador, and so
okay, cool.
There'll be more listeners in the weeks to come then.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Kevin Steil, at some point in time, do mention the website by name, because sometimes when people are streaming it later, they don't necessarily look at that Facebook event page. So, at least the root, whatchamacallit.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Here we play Q.
I'm actually going to do a plug again for Slayfield, because she's doing something really fun this year. So
I wish I could go. I'm so disappointed I'm going to miss it.
You can stay with me.
I could. Well, yeah. It was a budget thing and a timing.
And we're coming back here in 2 seconds. And we're back with This Week in History. Ed, what do we got this week?
Oh, This Week in History. Shit happened, y'all. June 27th, 1939. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. The famous scene from the movie Gone with the Wind was filmed on this day. The film's censors objected to the use of the word damn in the film. They would eventually approve the movie to be shown, but fined producer David O. Selznick $5,000 for including the word in the film. Boy, times have changed, haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, any kindergartner can use that word now and not have a problem.
Yeah. June 28th, 1999. Actually, this probably should be under strange news, but hey, I'm going to include it here. Iron Mike Tyson. Man, he should have had a Snickers. Boxer Mike Tyson bites off a portion of Evander Holyfield's ear in the third round of the heavyweight rematch. This led to his disqualification, the withholding of his $30 million purse, and also as a result of the quick snack, he was suspended from boxing.
You know, it makes me wonder if that affected his dating life. Every time he went in to nibble on a neck, the chick is like, oh, no.
Oh, no. Get out of here. July 1st, 1979. Sony hits big with a compact music player. The first Sony Walkman would go on sale on this date. Original units would cost $150. Sony marketing was told that no one would want a cassette player, that did not feature a record function. Boy, were they wrong. The initial $30,000 unit, gosh, have another drink, run was released only in Japan on July 1st and was completely sold out by mid-August.
It makes me wonder if they had an 8-track player before that they wanted to release. See, but do you guys remember when it went from the big boom boxes on the shoulder to the little personal players? Suddenly everything was quiet again. Roller skating was very different.
Well, what was funny was you could actually see the change with the way people were running. About every other year, it keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller on the arms.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those Walkmans were the original. They were not an Apple product, to be clear about that. But the way iPhones are now, or the new MP3 players were 10, 15 years ago, that's what the Walkman were with us. Were something.
They're coming back because they're Guardians of the Galaxy.
True.
Have any of you seen that horrendous video? My friend posted it to me because he loves reminding me that I'm getting older. And it's modern young kids today, like this year, being given a Sony Walkman and a tape and trying to work out how to play it. I got about 45 seconds in and I had to turn it off because I just wanted to grab my laptop.
What does it do?
God's sake, child.
You know what? I was at a drive-in theater just a couple weeks ago, and my car battery died, so I couldn't hear the rest of the movie. But I had a Bluetooth speaker on my phone, and my phone could broadcast across the Bluetooth speaker. So I went to try to find a radio station app that I can get the drive-in theater's radio station on and then just broadcast it through my little Bluetooth speaker. No. You can get music from all across the world, but not a single one of them lets you just catch local radio waves.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. You feel like with technology it'd be easy, but I guess phones can't pick up radio waves.
There's got to be an app for that.
I didn't find it. I searched for like 15
if we all made it, we'd be very rich right now.
Yeah.
Could be. It's just like you notice static on cell phones now. You used to be able to yell over static on your cell phone and be heard, but now with high definition, either you're heard or you're not. There's no in between.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kids won't know what static is. Poor B-52s.
Why do you say hang up?
That's true. That's true.
We used to hang up the phones. They don't anymore.
Yeah. Now you don't want to slam your phone down. You'll break a $600 machine. Andrew, you got some weird news for us?
Okay. Rebecca Berger. She's a French blogger. She shows off her meals and, her workout.
Her last name is Berger, and she shows off her meals. That's awesome.
Yes, she does. She was killed by an exploding whipped cream dispenser.
I heard about this. What happened here? Is this like a can out of the grocery store?
No, it's the kind that like Starbucks uses and people use it for other reasons. Anyway.
Okay.
People,
Is it sex? I'm curious. What other reasons do they use it?
No. The
Huffing.
The cartridge in it, people will inhale it and get high.
Gotcha. Okay, so just like the canisters, but
yeah, it's
More high tech.
Only you can get it without whipped cream. It exploded and hit her in the chest, is what it says.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was she huffing?
It doesn't say.
She was putting cream in her coffee.
Sure. It doesn't say, but it just says it exploded and punched her in the, hit her in the chest and it killed her.
Huh.
The hell. Yeah, I'm going to post the link so everybody else can check out.
I just did.
Oh, you did? It shows you a picture of the container, and they're urging people not to buy it. Whatever.
No, they're heavy metal containers. I mean,
yeah,
they're big.
Rock on.
And with the pressure, yeah, it'll kill you. I got a random fact.
What's your fact?
The quick brown fox jumps over a lazy dog. It uses every letter of the alphabet. You're welcome.
Are we looking for the Z in it? Is there a Z? Oh, lazy.
Lazy.
Yeah.
Lazy.
Random fact. Okay.
Any more news, or is it birthday time?
Birthday time.
Okay.
June 25th, 1903, author George Orwell, the writer of Animal Farm. June 26th,
1984.
In 1984, correct.
Which is still on Amazon bestseller sci-fi list.
Yeah, probably forever.
And every time we elect a president, it spikes.
Still disturbingly relevant, I was going to say, yeah.
June 26, 1970, actor Chris O'Donnell, known to us as Robin in Batman Forever.
And not much else.
And not much else. June 27, 1975, Tobey Maguire, known to us as Spider-Man.
And not much else.
Yeah. June 28, 1926, actor, director Mel Brooks of Spaceballs and Blazing Saddles.
Oh, I have heard, and I don't actually know if this is true because it comes up every other year. I heard he is actually looking into making Spaceballs 2 now.
Yeah, that's official.
Wow.
It
Cool.
is
2
official.
weeks ago.
Two balls.
Yeah.
June 1st, 1977, actress Liv Tyler, best known to us as Arwen in Lord of the Rings.
Unless if you're an 80s metal child, then she's really
Steven
known
Tyler's
for that
daughter.
video
The
too.
daughter of Steven. Yeah.
And that Jessica Hahn, Liv Tyler, they were some video queens of the 80s.
Good times, man. Good times.
And my personal birthday shout-outs this week, Matt Mosing, Doyle Dunn, Brittany DeSiria, and Terrence Watson. Happy birthday, guys.
And I have a few birthdays. Let me pop over here and pull them up. My buddy Marco Ojeda, he is turning 34 years old today, as well as Chris Longman, who was of a steampunk band that is no more, but he is coming out with something else. Jen Thurman, who runs Retro Daddio, where I'm broadcasting out of in Williamsburg, Virginia, she had a birthday on the 22nd, which I think we mentioned last week, but I'll mention again. Who else do we got? Oh, Lizzie Love, who's listening tonight. Hers is Thursday, the 29th. Happy birthday, Lizzie Love. I'm
Happy
so glad
birthday
to
for
see her
Thursday.
back.
Happy birthday.
Oh, and then somebody who we might all know, Greg Chapman, who is a steampunk performer and working on his new steampunk web series. He has a birthday on Friday. And I think, let me see, I think that's it for this week for me. Anybody else have any birthdays? We didn't prepare
I have one
them.
every year.
Oh, really? Aren't you special? First world problem. So is that this? I think we went really fast through this week in history because we're.
I was trying to get back to the guys here.
Yeah.
But before we get back, Chuck, get back to the Sony Walkman. Give them a reel-to-reel and watch their heads explode. Yeah.
Or a record.
If you haven't seen the video, what's fun is the kids are looking at it and go, how does this work? And it obviously says play right on it. They could not figure it out.
Yeah, it's before everything was just a symbol. It's like that's where the symbol comes from.
Yes.
That's where, and actually the reel to reel. Did it have the arrow on it at that point? I don't remember.
Yeah, it did. It did.
it? Okay.
Mine did. My Panasonic did, yeah.
So there we go. And he still uses it. It's great fun to watch him walk around the house with his reel to reel up against his head. Gets his hair caught in it. Okay.
God, Travis.
Okay.
Oh, you're pushing it tonight.
So when we come back, we're going to talk more about that, and we're also going to take a moment to look through some of the comments and look at what some of you guys have been posting to the Facebook event page. Here's a little Victor Sierra, a great French band. out of Paris in particular with a steampunk symphony. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, we got 4.5 minutes for this song, so if you need to get up and take a break, fill your coffee.
I'm just going real fast.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just mentioned checking out the Facebook event page, so when we come back, before we get into giving you guys free reign again, we can read off a few of the events that are coming up, etc. And that will also allow us to make sure they send that event to you, Kevin.
Sounds good.
So it's a dual purpose thing. It makes them feel like it's interactive. They're part of the show, etc. Speaking of being part of the show, who is on Twitch right now? Oh, Matricula! Oh, we're so organized. Matricula, we had a 15-minute delay because my software would not play any of the radio stations. And Ian is there. Hey, Ian, glad to see you. Sorry I haven't replied. We've been really busy with talking tonight. Guys, just so you know, before he puts his headset on, don't forget you can interrupt Eric, and sometimes that's the only way you get to talk. So don't hesitate to chime in.
I have a winner.
You have a winner. You can announce it when we come back if you want.
If they're on there, I don't know how to say their name.
You're going to type it out and we can look and we can all take guesses. We could all pronounce it horribly.
Okay.
Whatever you like. Okay. Oh. Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I let them know that they are welcome to interrupt you if they have something to say. And
oh, sure. No, that's fine. Ask me if there's any questions for me. Ask me.
Especially the questions, guys. Absolutely. That'll keep them talking, and then we don't have to do anything but watch. So.
Can you say that name?
TC fucking her.
Oh, TC one?
Yeah, I put that in everybody's head, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I know who that is out of North Carolina.
Does he listen?
Fedkenhuer. Yes, he quite often listens. So hope everybody's enjoying seeing my screen flash up the chat as I pull it on and off, and on Twitch they get to see it. I'm hungry. We have another 2 minutes, guys, just so you know. Eric, what I said when we come back, we'll read off some of the comments, some of the events people are posting. That'll let us reiterate to send them to Kevin also, and then we'll give you guys free reign, and I'll ask you those things that you need answered.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, whatever you want to. I mean, now it's more freestyle, but I'd like to answer questions if there are any, and I'm sure Kevin would. Yep. That's what this is about. So.
Absolutely.
I was going to tell you what they're doing at Motor City is they're having a home brew and mead competition.
Oh, nice.
Which, if you think about it, could fit into what we're doing. If groups would get together and, like, I'm going to suggest making their own home brew beer or mead and then bringing it and as an ongoing thing. That's, another, it's just one thing, but that's what I wanted to help plug her convention though too.
Oh, so. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Yeah, we got 1:15. So everybody sit back and relax.
How can we relax in America knowing what we know about everything daily going on? Boy, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
There's a picture of Obama doing this. It's really good. It's just like this, and it says, I wake up every morning realizing, who's president still. Oh, my God. And it's sort of, you turn on MSNBC, and there's Morning Joe going at it. It's fun. It's fun.
We've discussed it on the show before. South Park said they're no longer going to do political comedy because certain people write their own political comedy every day, and they just can't compete with real life at this point.
They can't. That's the sad part, isn't it?
Yeah, and they announced that right after the presidency. Funny but true. Funny but true.
Makes you think, though, doesn't it?
No more or less than normal. 5 seconds. And we're coming back.
Somebody else.
All right, Kevin. Here we go.
What?
Get ready.
We're back. Victor Sierra with Steampunk Symphony. Oh, let's check the event page. Anything good up there, Ed, that we need to know about?
Hell, I haven't been able to keep up. These people have been writing like crazy.
I know,
tonight.
they're good, aren't they? I like them.
Yeah.
And we have our little private conversation over here on Twitch with Matricula and Jamin and Ian. So, and I haven't even had a chance to look at that. Jay Draper shared his event near St. Louis, Missouri, in August. So they have their monthly Steampunk St. Louis promenade in the park. That's awesome. Let me scroll down. I'm sorry, I'm just caught on the picture of Miss Berger. She's a very pretty young lady.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, let's see here. Kaylin Nagel says, long post, bear with me, I'll abbreviate. According to verbal feedback received regarding the events of Richmond Steampunk Society, biggest thing keeping people from attending our events is location. You see, most of the steampunks who say they love to attend our events don't live in Richmond. They live in surrounding communities or further. You might think then that hosting our events downtown would be the best thing, but it also seems many of those who live out in the surrounding communities either hate city parking or are scared of being in the city. And when we hold events out in the sticks, nobody wants to drive all the way to the other side of the metro area, so we get low attendance. Okay, this is a good point. This is people just making excuses for whatever reason. Because I've seen their events, say anywhere from Williamsburg to Fredericksburg to Richmond and anything in between. It's a matter of attending, showing up. And there's a few comments on here with similar issues in Detroit. Brett King from North Carolina says, are your events on weekends or weeknights? Lots of advance notice and promotion. And there is no real answer. The bottom line, people are going to show up or they don't.
True.
Now, all you guys have posted events, did you also send them over there to Kevin Steil so he could put them up on his site and get you that much more promotion? Even if it's just a Facebook event page, guys.
Yeah, emails really help a lot because I see all the emails and I read them, and having that link is then a reminder that I can go update the page right away. Emails definitely help.
Absolutely. So I guess we've scanned the top one. I want to say a quick hey to Chuck Schwa, who joined us tonight. Good to see you, buddy. Been a little bit. Always glad to see you. And Sonar is...
Hey, Chuck.
By the way, Kevin, crew, Sonar says he'll throw in some booze to have you come to the stage.
Yeah, I commented on that. I said, fuck it, I'll swim for booze.
So we've got a lot of events, and getting back on track, speaking of events, I don't know, Eric, where do you want to start? I mean, I can ask you some more about Teslacon, or you mentioned another convention that has a really cool thing.
Motor City Steamcon.
Tell us about that.
Motor City Steamcon just announced they're going to be doing a homebrew beer and mead competition. And what's nice about that is you get to, of course, make your brew, bring it in. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about this last night after Don Watts posted it. I thought, you know what would really be fun? What if they could start it, we could start one here too. It doesn't matter. But, every month or so, people get together and brew something. And then once or twice a year, we have something like this at these different conventions. So it's not just one person, but it's a group who maybe is pushing their particular brew or mead. And it could be sort of fun. It's sort of a group effort then.
And let me
but
also
it also gives people a chance to just do something.
You can also do this at home. You can get together with 2 or 3 other people because, home brewers, they have a community. And why not mix that with steampunk and have a home brewing get-together or party where, it's as good as
anything. And it's a perfect way. It's a perfect way for people to get together.
Absolutely.
You can find out information at www.motorcitysteamcon.com. And if you do a /, it's homebrew competition. But you'll find it on the site. But I want to plug them because they're last few days that you can get the tickets right now. And it's important that I think people support them. It's a good con. Slayfield has done a wonderful job at it, and I really want to help her promote it because she's a good friend, but she's also really trying to reinvigorate that entire area. And again, what we're talking about, just, us, she's been trying to do in Detroit now for about 2 years, maybe a little longer. So when we get back to this theory that we're doing, it makes a lot of sense, but it also helps get the word across that, what we're saying isn't made up. Mm-hmm. People are doing it. So
I just want to comment that there's a link to Motor City Steamcon and all the conventions around the world over on the events page for Airship Ambassador, which is airshipambassador.com. So head over to the events page. Left side is all the larger events, conventions, and longer festivals. The middle section is all the local groups. So if your local group is not listed, drop me an email for that, and I'll get it on there. And then the right side is all the 1 and 2 day small events that are going on. And again, if you've got something going on, even if it's a dinner party or a picnic or something, just for people in your local area, go ahead and send that to me, and I'll put it up on the page.
Nice. Hold on, I'm got quiet there. I think Andrea has an announcement. Do you want to just save that for the third hour?
Sure.
Okay. So Andrea will have an announcement in the third hour, so we could stick with what we got here. So let's talk about Teslacon a little bit more, because when I went there, as I said, it was this production, this experience, but every year it's different. So what's different this year? What do we got to look forward to? Besides, we talked about the races.
Races. It's a theme. Every year is a theme. We've done Journey to the Center of the Earth with dinosaurs. We had dinosaurs walk around, as Kevin remembers fondly. I had tea with the T-Rex. Last year we went to Paris. Everything was very Parisian. This year is Romania. And I thought it'd be fun because we're right after Halloween, but we're not really doing Halloween. It's more Gothic. Mm-hmm. But we're trying to stick with more of the thematic. We have the Queen. And we're going to do a lot of talking about folklore, things like that. We're trying to bring, every time we do this.
Part of my ignorance here, the Queen of England, or is there a Queen?
Oh, no. The Queen of Romania.
There you go.
And we're also going to have the Tsar and Tsarina of Russia.
Nice.
And it's so cute because our good friends Emily Bush and her husband are portraying them, and he can. I was noticing his picture, and I was like, you do look like Alexander III. He goes, I sort of do. So I put his head on the body, and he's like, wow. So he's all excited about it.
Nice.
And but it's a small part, and you just get to talk and go around. But Catherine Poe, who is a good friend of mine, and she and her husband do a lot of panels for us. She's doing stuff on that time period about Russia, like different costumes of the people. And so there's a lot of tie-in. It's Victorian, but we also try to make it thematic. But there are 3 to 4, we're depending right now, big dinner events. But Thursday night will be the second worst dinner in the world, which is German, because they have sauerkraut and wurst.
Lots of
pickle. So that is the second worst dinner, yes. And it looks like we're going to have live German squeeze box entertainment for that.
Ooh.
And then we're also going to be having a villains and heroes dinner. And we send people across the way and insult each other during dinner, which is always a lot of fun. So
it's like a verbal Red Rover.
Yes, we do. And that's exactly what it is. And but it's going to be fun. We're bringing back a group called the Lycan Brahms. They're not really werewolves. They're genetically made beings from Dr. Moreau, so we keep it timely. And they're part of the swarm contingency of evil. And it's just fun. We're bringing back a lot of the old characters, but we have some new ones, and we're having fun with it. We're going to be talking a lot about folklore. We are doing an old-fashioned prestige-type magic show, which is harder than everyone thinks to create it.
Yes, it is.
We're going as far as getting the little brass seashells down in front of the stage to light it. I want people to really have fun with this. The big thing, Michael Zaz is returning from Iowa, and he just had a film made about him, but he has, I think, the largest collection of George Méliès's films available in the world, and he's graciously decided to do 2 shows for us, 2 full shows. Nice. So we're going to get to see over 2 hours of these films, and it's so rare to see even 20 minutes. But now he's going to show it like that for us and talk about it, and we're very lucky. So if you want to come just for that, it's probably worth the ticket, because you're never going to see that many films all at once presented by someone who actually knows everything about them.
Right.
But we were talking earlier about panels and things, and it's hard. We're trying to guess what people want. We try to keep it topical, but we also, for us, we keep it thematic. Next year is the Battle of Britain, and that's one of our big years. I I just signed up a bunch of people to be doing animation. We're going to have about 6 to 8 animators now working around the clock to create a 20-minute video for the Battle of Britain for us. And that's all for next year. And we've already started. We started actually back in February. So there's a lot of that going on.
You did want to talk about, you wanted people to post on the Facebook event page or in Twitch what they would like to see at these conventions.
Yeah, it helps us. And I think, I've talked to Al from Ohio and Slayfield from Detroit. We need to know what you want to see. Some things we can't. I mean, it's a budget.
Right.
The hotel won't allow soldering. Sorry, it won't. But there are some things you'd be surprised if people come. They're great ideas. I just wish, actual rocket building just doesn't work at a hotel.
Whatever.
But, yeah.
It's a cheap excuse, man.
Yeah.
I would like to see is there someone that's going to be doing photographs?
Oh, yes. We have a professional photographer. Every year he sets up a green screen. In fact, he does a really good job of it. They've got it nailed down pretty tight. So they'll pick between 40 to 50 backgrounds, and you can be put in any one of them. They pose you. You get to see yourself dropped in quickly. And then we have 2 to 3 retouchers there all weekend working on it to make your image look really nice. So it's something more than what other cons do, I know. It's pretty advanced, but we have fun with it. We've had them for, I think, 5 years now.
That's one of the things when I go to a convention, if there is a green screen photographer, that is the one thing I'll make sure I purchase, even if I have money for nothing else, because that's a memory of the convention right then and there.
Well, some of the things where you're going to see are I've got things ready for him, but like the grand palaces of Romania, they'll be able to put you in them, which I think is pretty cute.
Nice.
And you can go like, oh, we were here at the State House, and oh, here we are, here we are at Vlad's castle, whatever. Even though everyone forgets that it's not Romania, it's actually Hungarian at the time, but that's the point. So, but yeah, I mean, if people want to suggest things. We're always looking for new things, or if there's trends that people want to talk about, how to do something, a maker's panel, if there's a particular subject you want, we have pretty much, we run the gamut, but it always helps to hear from people. I encourage people to write to me or put it on Facebook Teslacon friends and let me know, because it helps.
Very good. And we'll be watching the Facebook page over the next, the remaining of this hour to see who posts what, so we'll be listening, guys, and we'll be talking about your suggestions that you post right now on air. So post them. That's really the bottom line. Tell us what you want, what you really, really want. Somebody recognized the song.
Oh, I recognized it. Yeah, I recognized it.
And I'm dancing to it.
Me too.
Are there any questions on there that people are asking right now?
Not yet. It's a few people are saying goodnight. Good night to Kaylin. We'll talk to you again soon. Jamin did post the T-Rex video and Lord Bobbins at Teslacon 5.
In my giant cup, it's a giant teacup about this big. Yeah, it was pretty cute.
Yeah, I can't watch it while on air. Well, I can, but then I have to ignore you guys. But it's I will scroll back and find that. It's so let us know. And by the way, if you're listening to this after the fact as a download or streaming, you can always message who wants to get emails about it.
Who?
If you go on to Teslacon fans,
there you go.
I see it or a couple other people see it, and people will chime in right away. Usually, if they put Eric Larson in the subject matter, instantly it'll pop up.
That's facebook.com/Teslacon fans. Is that the full name?
Yes, correct.
I'm posting it now.
Thank you.
Just one more thing, and I'll let you know, because of the theme, and everyone knows I'm sort of nuts about our themes. Chad Canfield, who directed our orchestra last year, is back. We also have a man from Milwaukee who is a very well-known dancer and instructor. He is going to be teaching at the con actual Romanian dances, and then for the main ball, it's more of a peasant ball. You're going to actually be able to, we're going to have authentic instruments playing authentic music with authentic dancing. So you can't get any more Romanian than what we're going to be doing. Everyone was worried, and I said, just wait and let me get it finished. And Chad has been working for the last, 6 months getting instruments ready. And he's also producing 3 CDs based on Teslacon for this fall to release. One of them has to do with the Old West.
Nice.
One of them's for Romania, and the third one, I forget, and I'm sorry, but he's releasing music. So, I mean, there's lots of new stuff, but I don't think any other convention, I can say this, probably has an orchestra playing thematic music with thematic dance teachers teaching you the actual dance steps, where he just went 4 months ago to relearn some of it. So it's like, I try to keep this fun for people.
Well, I have a question for you. So we're doing Romania, and I know it's not Halloween, but is there going to be much vampires, werewolves?
Oh, we'll have stuff. We don't have werewolves per se. They're called Lycanbrows. Okay. They're different. It's steampunk, like I said, Dr. Moreau, the Isle of Dr. Moreau kind of stuff. They're created. And our vampires aren't technically just bloodsuckers. They're a little different. But we didn't want to just do the same thing that you would see everywhere else. And we've kept these characters through the years, but we're bringing the Lycanbrows back for this. And they're going to look a little different. We're going to try to upscale them a little. They're sort of the brute force behind Swarm. They're sort of the SS of these guys' army.
And
they're
Swarm
nasty.
Is your villain group. And what does Swarm stand for?
I knew you were going to ask me that. Society for War Against the Royal Masses.
They're very good.
And their basic idea is to wipe out all royalty worldwide. And we get to find that out if they do that next year or not. So that's part of the deal.
I think we have
next year's a big multimedia thing. Yeah, I know. So get rid of all of them.
So is there a hero group? What's their name?
Oh yeah, they're called the Lions. There's a hero group. And then there's me being the prime minister, who talks very much like this and always has to remain calm at all times, even if something is exploding.
Because you're British.
And I'm very British at the time. And how my story progresses, it gets pretty progressive next year. A lot of stuff happens this year, even more happens next year, and then the year after is Murder on the Orient Express. And that's the big finale of this cycle of stories. And we start over.
By the way, one of our regular listeners, Edward von Hegner, says the von Hegners come from Romania. At the time, it was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, known as the Grand Principality of Transylvania. And yes, great Uncle Vlad was a relative.
Wow.
Yeah, von Hegner is one of our... he's very much our brainiac of one of our listeners. He's a great source of information. He knows a ton. Fun to have on the show or around the show.
I love hearing stuff when we did the Congress, we had over 42 countries show up for that.
I remember that, yeah.
That was fun because people actually came from 42 different countries. And, Mexico and Canada don't really count. We're right next to each other. But, when you think I had a Saudi prince come, we had 6 people from China. So, it really is an international type thing, but it's fun. I have so much fun doing that part of it. One of the things we do usually on Thursday or Friday morning, depending, is I come down the elevator and I meet everybody, and people will curtsy, hand me flowers. And it's just, everyone loves it. And even though it's silly and I'm not a real prime minister, I think for about 20 minutes, everyone, I think Kevin can attest to this, they just feel happy, at least for a politician. So I can't do too bad.
Let me ask you this. This is a bit off the wall, but you know what I'm going to use the wrong term. Ed, correct me. The military have them like challenge coins.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Have you ever considered, because I know you have pins and buttons and whatnot, have you ever considered challenge coins, which would cost more? They'd cost probably $10 a piece. I know that. You ever consider having that for Teslacon? Because that would be a very unique
I've never
souvenir.
heard of it before. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, you've heard of people getting wooden nickels printed or poker chips. This is the original, and this is real metal with your stamp on it, with your logo, and of course cost will vary with how many colors you want on it. But it's something very unique and very special, and I'm sure it's been around longer than this country has, but it gives you a feel of community because you have this one special coin. And Ed, in the military, what are they used for again?
It's kind of like an attaboy thing. You don't really you've done something not really worthy of an award, but the commander says, "I need to give you something." He gives you a challenge coin, and then when you're out with your buddies drinking, if you throw down a challenge coin, everybody has to buy you a drink.
So there is a history to it and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Maybe we could do history. Maybe we could do challenge pound notes then. I don't know. We can print those up fast enough. No, I mean we try. I mean we've been doing the little pins, and people like to collect them. We're doing something new this year.
What are you doing?
There's two designs. They're going to be printed in 3D format for us for the first time.
Nice.
So it's a little different, and there's going to be some different sizes.
Now, for me, so you know, I would rather have a nice 3D printed pin than just a flat button. I would rather pay $5 to $10 for a pin that's really pretty than $3 to $5 for.
Oh no, we sculpted. It's based on something, and the guy actually went back and changed it for us and made it. I mean, it's nice. Well, I'll tell you, they're going to be wolves. And we're going to do bats, obviously for the country, and but each one's a little different. The sizes vary and the colors vary, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's not going to be thousands of them. There's only be probably about 100 or so of them.
Oh, that's good too.
But we like keeping things limited. I don't like to just I'll tell people right now. I'm about to release the VIP tickets. And the big ones, the top 6 ones, are going to get a vampire hunting kit that we're building for them. And the real vials it'll look like the blood of vampires. The top several ones get the Wunderblusses in them, special crosses made. It's all handmade. Peter Baum is going to be helping. He is donating the sticks. He is hand lathing the stakes, and I specially created what they look like. They have a grip to them. We're dipping them in silver. We're going out for this, but I want people to just, and I think Kevin will, again, hopefully back me up. He has seen what these people look like when they get these little packages, and their eyes light up literally, and they're like, oh, I'm so here, I'm so here. That means more to me than almost anything, because they actually believe they're at that point in time for just a few days, and I think everyone needs to just escape and get somewhere, and that's what we try to do every year.
By the way, there's a message for you. It looks like Meredith Steele Heibel on Facebook says, "Tell Eric Dan will explain challenge coins."
Okay.
So there you go.
Dan and Meredith are very good friends. They're working with me on other stuff. So yeah, they're.
And Jay Draper did post a link about it also. Started by the Roman Empire, apparently. So they've been around a little bit.
Well, isn't that nice? But I'll hand it over to Kevin now because I've been talking enough. But,
time for more coffee.
Yeah, unless someone has more questions up there for me, I'll answer.
There is one that's just popped up. Chuck Schwocks just said, "Getting people involved in cons is good, but what do you think is the best way to avoid volunteer burnout?"
It's hard because it's hard. Everybody wants an answer. The fact is we have to have them, or we can't run. If we don't have them, lines are huge. People don't know what to do. But we also need them to be there long enough. We're trying some new stuff this year. We're going to try doing a few new things. But I don't know how it's going to work. We'll see. We'll have to see. It's going to be different.
From what I've seen with con burnout with your volunteers is, as the volunteer, make sure you have time to enjoy the con as well as working. If that means you... That's why we're releasing the schedule sooner than later, so we have more people sign up. So it's you have to. The con might not realize how much you were working, so you really need to watch your own schedule. Mm-hmm.
And it's and everyone's like, well, don't you know? And I don't mean to be this blunt, but I have 50 million things going on, and I can't see everything. Everyone thinks I do, but I don't. And Kevin's heard me talk like this before. It's like, it's not that I'm disregarding it. It's just
you've got
I'm
so
worrying
much
about
to
this
do.
and this and this. And I tell people I appreciate them helping. And something didn't get to a right place, and we need food here. We're working on that. We're getting people more involved. But it's an ongoing process. It's just when you think we have it, something changes and something else happens. And you know that better than most.
Absolutely.
And I would say, yeah. Oh, sorry. As being a volunteer, it's being adaptable the entire time. That certainly some people will just want to kind of come and do a couple hours, and they'll move things around, or low level tasks, I suppose. And other people want to be much more involved. But for all volunteers, it's all about having fun and going and having a good time, even though they're quote unquote working. And it's also important to be recognized and thanked, I think. So from the con chair and all the department heads and everybody else, that being appreciative that there are people who are giving up their time to help make things happen. And that's always important. But ultimately, as a volunteer, to not burn out is to do it because it's fun, and it's something that you actually want to do. Not, oh, this is a chore, this is another job, this is just something I have to do. That's really not the right attitude or reason to go into it.
Absolutely.
I mean, every year we have the people that do, and I'm very grateful. And I can't always thank them right there. I do thank them, but it's hard. And I do forget. I admit that. I forget, and I apologize as much as I can. But, things get going, and I have 800 people. You have to be on stage. Get into your makeup. We have to do this. We have to do that. And then I forget.
And volunteers. Volunteers, they see what goes on behind the scenes. I started out as a volunteer, and they understand that you're busy, and they realize there's a lot that goes in, and it's a good place to start for people who don't know anyone. That's how you meet everyone, and that's just my point of view.
I totally agree. It's a great way to be social and meet people that, in that volunteer environment, people have to talk to each other, and things have to be done, and even if it's just the bag stuffing party for some of the conventions that do bags for people, that you're on a big assembly line throwing your thing into the bag and then handing it down. But it's a great time to chat with all the people that are right around, and you're right that it is a great way to start to meet people if you don't know anybody at all, and then work up from there. And you may find that you enjoy doing that volunteer work, or you enjoy that convention and want to do more and take on more responsibility, and
that you want to go, just pay your way in the next year and enjoy it. So, and you can rotate back and forth, and 1 year volunteer, the next year just attend.
And certainly I see from, I guess, a business side that convention activities and volunteering, learning those new skills really help, or can help, in the workplace. That talking to other coworkers, or even when I do interviews for potential employees, like, oh, you were involved in such and such convention, and what did you do? And that it's always a learning opportunity to pick up new skills that can be applied in the rest of our lives as well. If it's public speaking, if it's just knowing setup and electronics and logistics and how things work, and if it's anything with the hotel and how do hotels work, and why
that's a whole book.
Why are things done a certain way? But all of those just have applications outside of conventions in the rest of our lives that can be very helpful, that people probably don't really think about at the time, that they just want to go to the convention and have a good time.
By the way, I want to say hello to Jeanette Macklin, who just joined us from across the pond. She's a big fan of Victor and the Bully also, so she'll be glad to hear that they'll be attending Teslacon. Sonar does say he got burnt out doing con security. He admits to that. And Lizzie Love, about the pins, say they act as passport stamps. They transport you and are mementos of the event. They're fun to collect also.
It's true. I mean, just so everyone knows, we don't have badges. We actually have passports every year, which we stamp. Yeah. So we're a little different in that way, with respect to, we try to make it a little more fun.
Makes you want to keep them instead of just get home and go, here's another one.
People have entire scrapbooks of this stuff. I mean, it's, you bet, they have entire scrapbooks of it.
It's good stuff. I tell you what, let's go into a song right now, and then we'll come back and wrap up the topic. It'll give us about 10 minutes wrap-up time. So we'll be right back. Here's Nathaniel Johnston with Flight of the Icarus. Great song. We'll be right back. Okay. Is there anything you guys particularly want to cover in the last few minutes?
No, I want Kevin to do all the last minute stuff.
Okay.
No, I mean, you need to get your stuff through. So
Yeah, if we could talk about that last part, and it's kind of back to people doing dinner parties, sharing the recipes, but then sharing their event, and something that I can post then on the blog.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay, you've got 4 minutes. Go feed the dog.
I'll be right back.
Okay, bud.
How is it going so far, you think, Travis?
Going fine. With a topic like this, you can never tell how interesting or how dull it will be, but I think we're keeping it animated, keeping it flowing well, etc.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean,
It sounds good.
I wish
And there's
could,
a lot of traffic on the page tonight as well, which is good.
Yeah.
I wish I could go into more, but it's hard. I mean, when people want to go, well, what about it? You know, and what we know there's this whole issue right now going on about volunteers and everything. The problem is without them, none of this stuff could run. It's impossible.
The volunteer thing, yeah, don't sweat going into it too much. It's ongoing. Yeah.
We're actually, what we're doing is we're getting non-fans to come in. I'm basically bringing in good friends who said, yeah, I'll work for 4 or 5 hours for you. It's fun. They get to go drink later that night. And but
is that all you have them work to get in for free is 4 or 5 hours?
No, they have to work 8
It's
hours.
still not bad at all.
Is that it?
I know, but yet people are like, oh, and I'm like, you know, I have some people that work 14, 16 hours. And here's the thing, and I know they do it, it's just at that moment, within those 3 or 4 days, thanking everyone. I try to thank as many people as I can, and I can't.
No.
Yet, I think this year we're going to try to do something a little different, where I have them all meet at the beginning and end, and I think that's going to mean more to them. But it's hard. It really is hard. And you know, I forgot to thank people. I have, and I feel bad about it. But I do go back within a few days, and I do repost and thank as many as I can. But I think people forget that, you know, the 3 or 4 of us that are actually running it, we don't have time to spit, and it's just, you know, literally, I have to have my butler with me, who is really my timekeeper, going, you have 15 minutes to reposition your mustache, get your new jacket on, and we got to get to the dinner. Why? Because you need to give the opening toast. Okay. And I'm literally, my son is ripping one coat off, he's putting the next one on, we're freshening my makeup, and Disney goes out the door again. And that's what it's like. It never ends. So
Absolutely.
Actually, though, it's fun. My entire family's coming this year for the first time. All my grandkids, my daughter-in-law. It's actually going to be pretty funny.
Okay. So, when we come back, I do have a question on the page for you. So we'll hit that once we're back on air. But something people don't realize is you're the hardest working volunteer there is. You know, you're working the whole weekend, whether you're having fun or moving a chair, you're still working.
Oh, I do. I mean, it's about a 14-hour day.
I know.
That's why my son goes, it's 11 o'clock, you're going to bed now. Well, it's 11 o'clock, you're going to bed now, Dad. And we just go up. And he puts me literally to bed. Last year, he literally helped me take my jacket off, tuck me in, and I was asleep within 2 minutes. So.
That's a good boy.
He is. He's a very good boy. I love him dearly.
And we got about 45 seconds, which if Kevin is still feeding his dog. Oh, Kevin got back.
There's Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin, when we come back, there is a question on the page. I'm going to let him answer, but then we're going to give you whatever the last time is. We'll
okay. Plug everything, Kev. Plug it all. See, now that's dirty. See, there you got it.
See, we're heading for the 3rd hour. He's ramping up. Are you gentlemen leaving at the end?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go because I have work to do for tomorrow. So,
Kevin?
Yep, I'll probably be leaving also.
Okay, I will do an outro and thank you guys and all that good stuff.
You're welcome. We'll talk later this week then.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, hold on. We're coming back.
Thank you, everybody.
Hold on.
Thank you.
Okay, we're back to wrap it up. I want to start with a question over here on the Facebook page. Edward Von Hagner says, alas, I can't make Teslacon this year, but for future reference, would it be permitted for me to perform some magic tricks, or might the schedule be too tight for me to do an occasional impromptu illusion?
At the convention, or?
At the convention, yeah. If he is there as somebody who paid their way in, is it cool if he does a few illusions?
Yeah. I have. Are you kidding? People do all kinds of stuff. We have one gentleman from Cincinnati who brings his little electronic monkey around playing a calliope, and he just walks through the halls and entertains people. No, you're more than welcome to. More than welcome to. I always appreciate that.
Yeah. Kevin, we need to give you some airtime, buddy.
Okay.
Do some talking.
Do some talking. All right. Well, I think I'll touch back on those individual events that Eric was alluding to, like the dinner groups, having people get together for dinner, and that I've been putting out those recipes, individual recipes, and now the cookbooks that people could use to, I don't know, start to have a themed dinner or create things that are actual.
You have one of those out already?
My cookbook is not out, no. So still working on mine, but there are ones that I'm posting in the news feed every day.
Okay.
So people can go to
go ahead.
Either to the Twitter account or the Facebook account, and there's links to both from airshipambassador.com. But the daily news feed will have links either to the recipes or to a full cookbook of recipes from the 1800s. And so I've been chunking my way through the cookbooks and trying out a lot of the recipes and making dinners and just seeing, what do I like? And some of the recipes are really good. There's a whole lot of spices that I hardly ever used before for kind of modern recipes, but in the 1800s, it was all the rage. So it's been interesting to see the different flavors kind of coming together. But so the idea is that people could make a recipe and like have an afternoon tea and make one of the cakes, and then just have a bunch of people over and just enjoy the afternoon together, having actual food that would have been served in the 1800s. So a bit of real history as part of a steampunk event. But something else with, I think, these smaller individual events and get-togethers that people could do and put together, if it's dinner or a book club or picnics out or a trip to the museum, things like that, if somebody wanted to write up a recap of their event and had some pictures that they took during that, I'd be more than happy to put that up on the Airship Ambassador blog and be able to show people, like, here's what other groups are doing, and you could do this too. And who knows, there might be some unofficial competition between people and their outfits, along with the inspiration. It's like, well, somebody did this, I might want to do that. And,
yeah.
So I think that could be a lot of fun. So in addition to just emailing me an event that I can put onto the calendar for your group or just your group of friends is fine, that then I can post the recap afterward, and so people can see what's going on. Something else that came to mind while we were talking, kind of like even doing movie nights, and everybody does a potluck and bring over food. There's meetup groups from meetup.com that I used it on and off for years, but lately it's, at least here in the Seattle area, that it seems to be very popular, that there's a meetup group for anything. And and certainly it depends on where you live and the number of people, and but it could be another outlet or another avenue to bring in new people, or at least attract other people that might be interested. And so some people just join to see what the events are, and maybe they'll attend. But if they do, then that's just one more person maybe that might not have seen you if you were only on Facebook or only on Twitter or something.
2 people is enough to have an event.
Exactly.
So don't hesitate to have your second or third event when you only have a handful of people. It will grow. And if you never grow above 5 or 6, you're still doing great, because you have a tight-knit group of people that enjoy doing this.
And as always, the people that step up to do it, they do it because they want to do it. And so, if it's just 2 people, well, I'm still going to get dressed up and I'm going to go have a great time, even if it's just 2 of us or 3 of us or 5 of us. And that's the reason to do it, is to go have a good time, whatever it might be, and that other people will enjoy that and then want to be part of it too, because they're going to want to have a good time.
And there's actually a whole section in Steampunk for Simpletons that addresses this, the small local parties and what to do, and it's a lot of the same ideas we've already discussed. So there's resources out there, is my point. If you're like, well, I don't remember what you guys said, well, go Google it. It's out there.
Or buy his book.
Yeah, I'll post a link for you.
And if nothing else, reach out to all of us and it's like, hey, I'm at a loss for ideas. What do you think? I get emails all the time where people are looking for something they can't find a reference, or they're looking for a resource, or they have a particular situation they're not sure who to reach out to, that all those emails and notes are fine, that I'm happy to respond, and I know other people generally are too. Same thing with I guess leading on to a book club. That I know authors always like to hear feedback, and so sometimes being able to post on their Facebook page is like, hey, we're doing your book this month, and
you never know, they might show up.
They might show up. Yep.
You never can tell. Victoria Schultz just said, I think an outside issue on attendance of events and participation that is still kind of lingering, it's the political environment. Last year's election was pretty brutal, and I'm still sad at how it divided so many people. On social media level, Facebook killing organic reach a couple of years ago has really put a dent in reaching people.
That's true.
Yeah, that's very true.
So this is where you're... Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, actually, the same point you were probably just about to make is that it really hurts that the message doesn't reach all the people that should see it. And so even when people are signed up to an event or a group, they may not always see those messages.
There's a solution to that, but it takes a little bit of work on your part. You can form on Facebook, you can set up special lists where every post from a group or a person or whatever shows up on that list, and you have to go check that list. In Twitter, you can make a list. You can do these. It just takes a couple extra steps and a little exploration. And then you have that information there for you. And even if you only attend 1 out of 50, it still gets you the information you want, and you find the thing you want to go to. Or your thing gets noticed by other people.
Yeah. Although I think Kevin would support this. Teslacon's pretty even keel. I have a good friend who's very diehard conservative who comes every year, and he has no problem. And he's like, I still have fun here. And I, we know there's real life and we know there's fandom. And basically it's when we're at the con, it's fandom. The only political party there is the Ether Party right now. That's what the Prime Minister is elected under. So I try to keep it open like that for people. I don't want to disparage people from feeling a certain way. I mean, there's only so much we can do, but I think we do a pretty good job of keeping it at the convention out as much as we can.
Yep. One last thing on participation in general, that participating in forums like Welcome to Steampunk or some of the other online forums is good, or even just the Facebook groups, and sharing opinions. That I think steampunks generally aren't shy about sharing their opinions about anything, which is always good. And one thing that I would like to actually see is people stretch some of their creativity with one of the posts that I've been doing lately is, what steampunk persona would you create for some celebrity that I name for that particular day? And and it's interesting. So I mean, if I did some top name celebrity, they're probably not watching their Twitter or Facebook feed when their name comes up, that their publicist is probably doing it. But there are a fair number of actors and musicians who are watching, personally are watching, and will respond.
I bet you.
And so it's always...
I bet you he'd respond. He's great with his public. And Brandon Sanderson, who's an author that I enjoy, I bet you it's out there, guys. And
It is, and it's fun because they're watching. It's like, oh, somebody's talking about me, and what's this steampunk thing? And those actors and musicians might really like it. And so I invite everybody to kind of chime in. I was like, well, be creative, and what would you create for these people? And it's just one more way to participate in the community, keep things going, and be creative all at the same time.
Very good. So we've got about a minute left in this part, and we do have to say goodbye to our guests because they have a real life that they have to go play with now. So I want to thank Eric and Kevin Steil, Eric Larson, Kevin Steil, to let you know they're not siblings. Though you that might be fun.
He's my older brother.
So thank you guys for coming on and talking about this, because this is where the show started with steampunk, and I always enjoy supporting the community and letting folks know more about it.
It's important, and that's why we wanted to come on to talk about it tonight.
It's a great group of people too. That's the reason I'm still in it, is because the people.
Yep, it's a great time. Great community, a lot of fun.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Ed, Kevin, Andrea, and Travis, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Any closing thoughts before we go into this song and start the third hour?
Oh, just get out there and participate.
Have a great night, guys. Everybody else hang out. We're going to do the roll call for the third hour. We'll be right back.
Bye-bye.
Hey, guys.
Good night.
So anyhow, you guys are free to go.
That's good.
You may go.
Get rid of us now.
You've been dismissed.
Thanks so much, Travis, and everybody else. I had a really good time tonight. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you ever so much for coming on, both of you.
Talk to you later this week, Eric.
All right. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
There we go.
Are you on BookBub?
Me? No.
Mhm.
No. Stop it. Wow, it's not wanting to get rid of Eric. It's like it will not let Eric leave.
It locked him.
So he'll just have to pop out in a second. Oh.
Really?
Who knows what we're going to talk about now, huh?
God
When-
knows.
Let's go over here and check. Oh, we can talk about your contest.
Uh-huh. It's not rigged, Kevin.
I was only joking.
The other Kevin picked the number and I counted and that was her.
Awesome. She'll be chuffed. She loves winning stuff.
Oh, when I send it to her, I'm gonna wrap it in some American Eagle stuff.
You can have it as soon as the Pringles get here, mister.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Pringles. Oh God, I need them. If you do come to the convention, you have to bring a case of them.
Yeah, just bring it like an enormous packing case of British snacks with
Yes,
me.
please.
Especially Pringles. We cannot get them here.
What, at all?
Not the paprika Pringles, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's harsh.
I know, because they're so good.
What?
What was that?
So, Victoria Schultz is like, she realized she's been listening for almost 5 years. So
Just commenting on that very post, yeah.
yeah. And then Lizzie Love with a comment about the community. Very true, very true.
I wonder if you have to pay to go on that book thing.
I believe you do.
Really? I just signed up and I'm following people.
I don't know a lot about it.
Well, Gail Carragher posted a thing and I went and signed up and followed her.
There we go. I am putting another Patreon post out there. The one is pinned, but this on... You know what? Let me unpin that one and repin the new one.
You know, I was trying to find pictures from our tea party at McDonald's. I couldn't find it. That's why I put the other pictures up.
Uh-huh. And we've got about 30 seconds and we'll be back.
There's new people in the crew.
I saw that. We have a science officer.
It's Vlad, just Vlad.
Oh, and we're coming back. Okay. Do. And that was Professor Elemental with Cup of Brown Joy, the Teabag remix.
That's dirty.
Yeah, I felt it was good to start the third hour of that.
That's a third hour song title.
Oh, I am hungry. It's let's see here. That was a pretty decent show, guys.
Yeah.
It went really well. I was very happy. It's so let's see here. I've got random topics we could talk about. We talked about that last week. We don't.
Let's talk.
Remember?
Let's talk. What? Oh yes, Andrea has an announcement.
Oh.
I can't pronounce the name.
Oh, I can. It's TC Fedenkauer. Just say
What?
TC. TC.
You are a winner. My page hit more than 75 likes tonight, so I drew a winner from my Facebook page and Instagram. So it's TC and Emily Crew. It's not rigged, I promise.
Actually, one of our guests drew the numbers, so.
She did.
And speaking of Drew, Rachel Drew just showed up.
Yay!
She says hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Do you want to talk for a few minutes for her, and I'll just sit over here and drink something? You won't even see my lips move. Go ahead.
Like the world's weirdest vaudeville act.
I do ventriloquism via Skype.
Oh, Travis, I know we're on the radio, but it doesn't mean you can stick your hand up there.
You have to quit leaning into it. I was looking for the extra inch. Oh, so I want to go to Teslacon.
Donate to Patreon so you too could see that extra inch.
See, any of the listeners should really help us out with getting to Teslacon. It's and you know whether that's
getting Kevin to go too.
That's absolutely. That'd be great to get all of us. It's I don't think we should start a Kickstarter for it or anything, but we got the Patreon page, or we could take PayPal donations and get us all there. Ed show up just to the bar.
There's a bar?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're there.
Yeah, and then everybody could see a live show and have a drink.
Live shows are a little different than these shows. Generally, they're only an hour to 2 hours. And they're
it seems like longer.
Well, we don't have the format with the breaks with the music and everything, and it actually goes really quick, surprisingly quick. But we include a lot of the audience in it. We include a lot of the guests that will come on and get interviewed. And then, of course, we have our usual level of inappropriate humor with the con's permission. That is something I do check ahead of time is, give me a rating you want the show, because, 10 o'clock on a Saturday night.
From 0 to usual. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can behave, but I don't know. I feel like the show's much more interesting if we don't have to behave.
And if there's alcohol involved, who knows what'll happen.
I do accept gifts of alcohol during the show. Matter of fact, I encourage them.
Me too. So does Ed.
Yes.
And Kevin.
Absolutely. Always accept free gifts of alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. What do we normally do during that? Nope, we don't have any of our... Well, okay, let's just take that out. You know what?
Mm-hmm. Out. Is it the extra inch?
Wow, I shouldn't have made a yummy noise after you asked that.
Hey,
well,
Patreon supporters and people watching on Twitch, get ready for it. Here comes that extra inch. Ready? There it is.
Wow, you gruesome.
You're not wrong there, boy.
That's what you get for...
Can I also, having said one steamy hello this evening, can I say another? I don't think it'd be fair. She's just mentioned a minute ago, we should bring this up, that she's just realised that she's been listening to us for 5 years. And thanked us for doing a great job, bless her. And I said we would be nothing without loyal listeners like Victoria Schultz, who did an amazing job tonight of broadcasting this show around a whole bunch of steampunk groups with us. You've been with us since the start, so hi, Victoria.
Woohoo! Very true. And Ian in the Twitch chat is asking if any of us have been watching American Gods. He's another one. I don't know if he's one of the original listeners. He would have to chime in and let us know about that. But like Sonar has been around quite a while. Von Hegner, etc., Lizzie Love.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad to see her.
In answer to that, no, I'm waiting. I'm going to binge watch American Gods.
Yeah, I think I'll end up buying the series on DVD at some point in time, and watching it. Let's see here. Lizzie Love brought up the idea of doing fundraisers for the purpose of bringing folks to cons. The Get Me to the Con on Time Fund. Lizzie Love, just so you know, I have talked to Steampunk Empire Symposium to see if they want me back for this year. So make sure you voice your opinion on that one and either warn them away or try to get us there.
Last time there was like people standing in the hall, and that was fun.
It was. I just like going to shows. I like doing the press thing. I now have the YouTube channel where I interview people in the hall. So yeah, I just love going to shows and having a good time with everyone.
Chuck says, looking for that extra inch. That's what she said.
Yes, she did.
I've never heard that from any woman.
So, sorry, I'm not even going to read that out on air. But
What? I need to know what.
What?
But
Tell
Victoria, I'm glad to know that.
Hold on.
Victoria just said I made her nether regions ache a little. Only a little, Victoria? Only a little?
The night is young, and so are you two.
Ha! She's a charming young temptress. I'm a bitter and grizzled old bastard.
That's hot.
Oh, so hot.
I've seen My Fair Lady. I know how
Touching
that works.
myself.
When he thinks of you. So, Airship Lollipop.
Yes.
Why don't you tell we have a few extra listeners. Why don't you tell the new folks about Airship Lollipop? Tell them where it came from, where it's going.
It's going everywhere. It came from, I wanted an airship. And why not the Airship Lollipop?
So what's it all about?
God, now that you ask me, shit.
That's why you write a good description in the Facebook group, and then you just go read it off when I ask these questions.
Yeah, I gotta go find it right now.
Airship Lollipop, we wanted a steampunk group that's very loose and relaxed and based on the fun. Andrea's the captain.
I am the Dread Pirate Cuddles, and I kill you with kindness. Kindness is my lollipop sword.
And she does have candy weapons, like full-size candy weapons, and a lollipop scepter, and huge blue balls.
I do. They're gobstoppers. I carry them in a sack around my waist, so I have my blue balls in a sack. And I don't have a parrot, I have a peep on my shoulder.
So the concept with this is we can go to a steampunk event, we can go to a regular sci-fi convention or comic book convention or a Wizarding World Harry Potter type thing, and still the ship and the concept fits in. It's for all us misfits and outcasts that we're there just for a good time. Yeah, we're not there to show off the best costume, though sometimes one of us might have a really awesome costume. We're there because we want to have a good time.
Well, and what I'm doing is I'm going to have badge ribbons made, so whenever any of my crew see me at an event, you get your ribbon. So there's that.
So I like the idea of the challenge coins.
You want me to challenge you?
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
Yes, for Teslacon or wherever, but just in general, I like the idea because it is a solid piece of cool gear.
I am all for the idea of a coin that I can throw down and get a round for. Ed won me over at that point. That was the point I was sold. One coin and I can get a round off everyone. Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Talk of the Tavern needs that.
I have them planned. It's just a matter of, making
For a round?
Yeah. Well, what?
Who's buying?
Well, if I paid for the coin, somebody else is paying for the alcohol. Yeah, I guess it'd be rough if I showed it during a live show and like 5 people brought drinks up.
That would be great.
I definitely need help from the crew with that one.
Okay. The other side of that is you're sitting in a pub with your buddies and somebody screams out, "Who can show me a challenge coin?" Then whoever can't produce one has to buy everybody a drink.
There we go. We're all quiet after all the long talking and everything. Whew. There you go.
And that's what Jay just posted.
I like Jay.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've had Jay around before, but I like him.
You like a cut of his jib, sir.
I have not seen his jib, but he might post a picture if he drinks enough.
I understand it's an impressively well cut one.
Oh, okay.
Are we going back to the men's rights movement show? Oh, it's a scary show. What do we have next week anyway? I don't even know. Oh wait, is that government surveillance? Oh, so I got this email.
Yes.
Let me go pull this up real quick here. There, everybody on there.
Hey, there's Cogsworth. It's a parrot.
So I get an email.
Cogsworth Fiddly Bits. That's an amazing name.
What? I want to see what. So I got this email. I'll tell you about that while I'm looking for this. On talkofthetavern@gmail.com. Talk of the Tavern Government Surveillance July 3rd has been published on Evency. Which I thought it was. Now they're trying to sell me a package to, get more attention and for the event and whatnot.
Yeah, there.
But yeah, I thought it was funny that this group showed up and went, "Hey, we're going to publicize this event of all events, the government surveillance one." Yeah, good time. So yeah, there it is. Let's see. Does it tell me if anybody has said they're going? They even copied the Facebook event stuff from it.
I'm going.
Oh, I just meant on the Evency thing. Oh. Good times. Okay, so what? Let's see. I'm looking for something. He posted his.
Mitch Thompson posted. He shared a page. Cogsworth Fiddly Bits.
I remember Steampunk Parrot. He disappeared. He got busy with real life. And by the way, who just disconnected? I just heard a disconnect noise.
What?
I'm still here.
I don't know. Maybe it was fine. Eric finally went disconnect. Jamin says, I was doing challenge coins for the 2015 Contemporary, but then it didn't happen. Yeah, well, if you have a good source on it with reasonable prices, let me know, bud, because there we go. It's need to know, and that's one of the things with the Patreon page. When we hit a certain level, I'll be doing things like that when we have the equipment we need to do live shows, etc., without relying on somebody else's equipment. How many times can I say equipment? Just once more.
Tonight, how many times can we snigger?
Just say package. They're helping you get a package.
Full of long, hard, cold. Cold. That's not good.
For that extra inch.
Okay.
That should become the unofficial name for the third hour.
It's our
extra inch.
Here we go. Well, when we record the sound blurb for it, maybe somebody could include an extra inch in it. The third hour only. Go that extra inch. Give that extra inch. But can you take a mile?
Oh, hell yeah.
Really? I didn't know.
I'm a highly accommodating chap.
Nice. Hold on, there's a picture of Jay at Ren Fairs. There he is. My brother's name is Jay. I won't hold it against anyone, though. Gotcha.
You hold it against anyone, Travis.
Oh, they'll buy me a drink, yeah. So let's see, what do we got coming up next? We do have Dr. Steil on deck next with Build the Robots. And then we'll come back. I have a few links here with weird things. Let's see here.
Awesome.
They're all like outdated. They're like leaks from last year, like about Iron Fist TV show and that sort of thing. I just transferred them over. I think my pipe's out. I think I'm done with the pipes for the night. Don't get excited.
Here we go.
What do you got, Andrea?
It's posting.
Let's see here. What does Sonar have to say? Then we'll go into this song here. Once we read a few more comments. Oh, there we go. That's nice. Sonar says, please, you know that extra inch is just the tip. Well, just don't put it in last.
That could leave a mark.
Not all of us can
This
fold
is
it in
Mark
half.
guy anyway.
I don't know, but after giving him the extra inch, you're going to leave him. Okay, so let's go into this. I'm going to play the Patreon promo, which is patreon.com/talkthetavern. So ignore what's on here. We have to re-record it. But I have it, so I'm going to use it. And we'll be back in a minute, and we'll be much more lively. Yeah, I know. Jamin just said, I'm going to the government surveillance event. Okay, be right back, guys. There we go. Okay. We got about 4 minutes, 3.5. Who's still on Twitch? Oh! Win is watching. Hi, Win. You missed the whole show.
Hey, Andrea, are you going to post this preschool teacher thing?
Yeah.
Go ahead, post it. That was funny.
I should tell people about Win and her newsletter where she actually advertises other writers and whatnot.
Oh, I was going to say, not the preschool porn thing.
No, but it's an article she might enjoy. Oh, Win was streaming till 10 o'clock. That sounds like a bladder issue.
Oh, no.
Oh, Ian does the PA Ren Fair? Nice.
Yeah, Ian and Gene both. Gonna try to hook up with them up there this year.
Let me know when you're going, and if I can make it, I'll see if... I mean, you don't have to, act like you know me or nothing.
Yeah, we can do that.
I actually turned in my first articles for the newspaper today. They both got rejected because they're not specific enough for that region. They're more, generalized stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay. But I have a phone interview set up with somebody tomorrow that I'll be interviewing and about the Dairy Barn. Pizza and ice cream place. Yeah. So we have 6 people. Are any of you in the Twitch channel right now?
No, I was earlier.
No.
We have
I'm not.
5
My computer's
people.
just dragging.
Ian,
5 people.
Matricula, Win, who by the way is Talking Towie, if you guys want another cool channel to watch. She plays farming simulators. I'm sorry, I lost you. There's an alien. There
5
is.
people watching on Twitch.
Yeah, this is behind the scenes stuff because the song is playing right now. Okay.
Yeah.
You're special.
Yeah, I guess I should have made another pipe with only however many minutes we have left. 40 minutes. Oh! Yeah, I see the little green dot on Talking Towie there. Nice. So, yeah, she plays all kinds of simulation games. I just remember the farm one with the alien.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's, but yeah, we've got Ian and Win and Matricular and Jamin and, oh my god, Ponies with PWN, who is, I read her name earlier. She knows a guy named Dan. Was it? I'm looking. Oh, wait. There it is, Meredith. So, there we go. Oh, and Sarge. Sarge 1997. And we're coming back in 10 seconds, guys. Okay, here we go. And that was Dr. Steil with Build the Robots. I miss him. I understand why he got out of the scene, but I liked his music. I have one of the outdoor fans staring through the window at me now. Oh, Mitch Thompson posted. Good to hear from you, Mitch. Ah, current challenge coin. Oh, nice. Never leave home without your wombat. That's a good.
Try not to.
Oh,
What?
Lizzie Love asks, how do you put the tip in last? And Ian chimes in with apparently octopi could put in the tip last after the male tears it free. Yes.
That is true.
It is. Andrea, did you have a link for us?
For what? What?
It's
I'll
from the
post it.
NewYorkDailyNews.com. Christian preschool teacher fired for refusing stop doing porn.
It's in here somewhere. Did you post it, Ed?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
The teacher at a Los Angeles Christian preschool was fired this week because she couldn't ditch her part-time gig as a porn star. I couldn't work there because it goes against her statement of faith about their views on fornication, like sex before marriage, and that's what I'm doing. Oh, she was crying. Nina Sky, she told a local Fox affiliate. So they said they had to terminate me because it went against what I signed on the papers. And I wouldn't do
How
that.
did they know? Who was watching it to find her?
Yeah.
All of them.
Mm.
Yeah, she was profiled in May by the channel about moonlighting in skin flicks, a job she said started out paying $2,500 per on-screen frolic.
Nice.
I'm sure we're all looking, wondering, have we seen her?
You speak for yourself. I'm looking up how do I get into porn.
Well, tip first. So, her Instagram account has about 13,400 followers, at least at the time of this article. Probably more now that the article's been out. Having sex has been her dream job, she previously said, and it'd be ideal if she could.
Mine too.
It'd be ideal if she could pursue her other passion, education. I love teaching, I love sex. If I can get away with doing both, then I will.
Teach about sex.
Yeah. Given the option to either quit posing in front of the camera or quit teaching in front of kids. Oh, the school even offered a pay raise to assist her with housing if she stuck with teaching. Huh.
Probably not that much, so.
Probably not. I'm just guessing. So let's see. What was her name? Sky Masterson? Oh, Nina Sky. Sky Masterson. Isn't he from one of the, like, Gunsmoke or something?
Something like that.
So, yeah, it's oh, there's her Twitter account. Facebook profile. Oh, well. I'm sure. Oh, she's got an IMDb page.
Well, like she should.
Well, she is in the movies. Okay. So let's see if we had any comments about that. Oh, winter is coming. Oh, that's probably not what I'm thinking it is. After reading the porn thing, it totally meant something.
No, although that is, if no one has watched that, that's an amazing video. It's one of those where they've sliced loads of small clips together, and it's actually the cast of Game of Thrones rapping the lyrics to Ice Ice Baby.
Nice. Nice. It makes me want to watch it. Of course, then I have to put the whole show on pause while I watch a video, so I guess I won't do that. So,
Aww.
I know.
That's just how self-sacrificing of you, Travis.
You guys would have to talk the whole time.
Yeah, this is true.
Let's see, I gotta put on my reading glasses to look at the coin. I like the phrase, never leave home without your wombat. Brass Gears Adventurer Society. Nice.
That does kind of stick in your mind, doesn't it?
It does.
Never leave home without your wombat.
It does.
It does sound terribly like a euphemism, but but then everything sounds like a euphemism to me.
I guess we're doing it right then, aren't we?
Oh, hell yeah.
So let's see, what weird things do I have? I don't think we need to talk about Iron Fist. What is this? Fix absolutely anything with a keychain toolkit. I can't talk about a keychain toolkit after talking about a kindergarten porn star. Well, here's something. Here's a 200-year-old salamander discovered outside of a cave in China. Wow, that thing is huge.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah,
what she said.
I can't see the link you're looking at, but some of them do get absolutely enormous.
Here, I'll post it to the page here. Scroll.
Please do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's like 4.5 foot long and a couple 100 pounds. Sorry. There we go. Okay.
Good night, Tony.
Good night, Tony. 115 pounds.
Oh, good night.
And they believe it's around 200 years old. That's one old salamander. I'm looking at recommended stories. The skin of a squid is basically magic material, is the first one. Seeing a giant stingray eat a crab is like seeing a UFO abduct a person. Good times. Okay, we need some messed up stuff to talk about, guys. What do we got? Well done.
You're welcome.
Hooray! Excellent.
Jamin, post some crazy picture. We'll turn to our listeners for our next thing.
We don't have Cato's Corner this week. So.
No, we don't. Do you have any interesting stories that you could vicariously live through her and tell us about?
No, because I haven't seen her in a while. And she's working right now.
I haven't seen her in a while either, and it's just not fair.
The video stream for the show is just not the same for you, is it?
No, it's not.
I mean, I know she has her page, so.
She does. Bye, Win. Win's leaving.
Oh, goodbye.
Where?
Over on the Talk of the Tavern Twitch there. So, let's see here.
Good night.
And Skipper there says, porn pays well. I've got a couple of friends who did that for a while. Yeah, you can't do it for long. There is a shelf life for that. It's
about 3 minutes in my case.
Well, at least only the video is short, sir.
Why, bless you.
I wasn't the one blessed, apparently. Good night, Jay.
You off, Jay?
Jay is off. He said, pip pip cheerio and all that rot from...
Good night, Jay. Thanks ever so much for joining us tonight, mate.
Thank you, sir. So...
It's been a really... Actually, let's talk about that for a minute. There's been a really good turnout tonight, hasn't there?
It has been. It has been.
It's been lovely to see. I love shows like this where there's lots of people on the page chatting back and forth with each other whilst we're doing the show as well. It's nice. It goes back to what we were saying earlier about those little things that help form a community.
Oh, goodness. What did I walk in on? I went to Nina Sky's Twitter page, and yeah, it's... Here, I'll just share that over here. She's got her clothes on, so no need to worry about that.
What? Sorry, to remind me again, why are you sharing it?
She's wearing a net.
Who's Annette?
Oh.
Where did she come from?
She has a butterfly tattoo. Oh, there is nudity. There you go. So, if somebody's
I'm looking
offended
for the nudity.
Well, there we go. And now she's
Adele was attacked by a beetle on stage. That's kind of funny.
A beetle, huh?
I saw that. Yeah, she stops the whole concert and because she's sort of knelt in front of the stage trying to.
What the hell?
What?
That's hilarious.
Okay.
All right. Where's the naked pictures you were talking about? What?
Say what?
Hold on, I'm watching it.
I felt something.
And no, Victoria, for the record, I'm not really scared of bugs. I keep 10-foot snakes, so creepy crawlies don't really bother me.
He just feeds them to the snakes.
Centipedes, like the big 6-inch centipedes, they are creepy.
Oh man, no, they get worse than that. If you ever want to scare yourself, go and Google the word Scolopendra, SCOLAPENDRA.
Okay.
You want to see that? In fact, I'm going to go and get you an image.
Oh, thank you.
I'll get you an image and post it. These guys are amazing.
Thank you so much. You're very kind.
No problem. I am your go-to man for suddenly unwanted pictures of nightmare insects.
Wow, she definitely entertained the crowd as she rolled around.
Yeah, she's very sparkly.
So is this Adele, or have we gone back to the porn thing? I'm struggling to keep up now.
I'm with Adele as she's rolling around. I do appreciate a star that can enjoy the crowd laughing along with them.
Leaving us.
Bye, Mitch. I wonder if that's the same. I'm wondering if it's the same Mitch I know, or that I knew from Contemporal. I don't think it is, but it might be. Jamin could tell me. I don't think it is, no. So, let's see here. Oh. What did Ian say? What? Apparently, Kim Jong-un sits around eating cheese and plotting against the West. Discuss.
Thanks for that fact.
What kind of cheese? I'm really kind of curious.
Yeah,
What kind of cheese?
Is it
what
American?
kind of cheese do you think?
Could be American.
What kind of cheese do you think? He strikes me as a kind of brie type of guy.
Something smelly.
Yeah, something
So,
smelly.
something pungent, slightly soft. It's kind of,
That
the
extra
Marmite
inch.
of cheeses. You either love it or you hate it.
The extra inch is kind of pungent and soft.
Always.
Mitch is leaving because he's got to walk his wombat.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
So that's
I
what
told
they
you it
call
was
it
a
these
euphemism.
days.
Yeah.
And then I see all these posts where people are typing, then they stop. Mitch was typing, or somebody's typing on Mitch's post, and then nothing. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Where'd it go?
Mm.
Oh.
They were thinking about cheese.
Don't feed your wombat cheese. It's bad for it.
Hey, I got 79 followers on my page.
Well, there you go. When's your next contest?
I'll probably post something next week. I got to make something for a prize.
There you go. Not the same Mitch. Well, have a good night, sir. Pleasure meeting you. And Lizzie
Yeah, good night, Mitch.
See, and how big is that centipede?
They get up to about 2.5 feet.
And all centipedes are venomous, correct?
To a certain extent, yeah, but most of them are too small to be able to envenomate you with enough to cause anything other than a mild allergic reaction. But the Scolopendra there, it's not the venom you want to worry about. They've got a fucking nasty bite.
Ooh. I should quit looking at it. This is going to make dreams later.
The cats would chase it.
Not all of them.
I think that would probably end up chasing some of the cats.
Probably. It's
Found a lizard. What was it?
Fred would take him on.
Found a skink under the carpet.
Oh, skinks are awesome. They were my first ever reptiles. I
know.
was 21.
The
Just a
squirrel
couple of years ago.
Squirrel was chasing it, and I guess it got under the carpet, so she sat on it, guarding it. It was flat.
Yeah. Normally I just release them back outside when they get in if I get them in time, but yeah, I didn't have time. No, not that one. That one didn't have a chance. It's
the mighty hunter.
Alrighty. I've got all these tabs open now because I'm busy looking at.
Is it bar tabs?
Adele and no, I don't have a single bar tab. Let's see here. So I still need to get with Matricula and ask her about hosting and see what the deal is. So I guess when you're hosting, you're actually broadcasting our stuff on your channel.
I don't know.
I think so. Matricula, let me know. I tend to call people by their names. I could call her by her real name, but...
I thought that was her real name.
No.
It is. We'll just go with that.
Okay, it is now.
Oh, I'm looking at like funny news headlines. Here's one. Best man left bleeding after being hit in the head by flying dildo.
Wait, what?
And wait till you hear where it came from.
Wait,
That's
read it again?
Funny news headlines. Best man left bleeding after being hit in head by flying dildo.
Left bleeding.
And wait until you hear where it came from.
Was it his blood or was there blood on the dildo?
I don't know. It's just a headline.
Well, read the story.
No, it's just newspaper headlines.
Oh, you don't get the story?
Grass growing fast after rain.
Oh my God, we have reached the most boring.
Who's rain?
Hey, read the one about paint drying.
Hey, federal agents raid gun shop, find weapons.
No. Ed, you want to comment on that one?
No.
Diana's still alive hours before she died.
It's true. It's true. And truth in reporting is very important.
These are great headlines you can use. Most earthquake damage is caused by shaking. Well, this is great.
Same with penis damage in restrooms.
Yeah, here's a small aside that's just occurred to me. I take at any point, have you read The Meaning of Life, the Douglas Adams book?
No.
Or do you know what it is?
I have seen it. I
can't. The essential premise behind it is that he decided that it's odd that there are all these words that we use to name places, but we don't use those words. They have no definition. They're just a name, a noun used to describe a particular location. And then there are all of these things constantly in society that are being created or that have no actual word to define them. So what he did was he wrote The Meaning of Life, and it's like a dictionary, but it uses place names around England and gives them dictionary definitions for things that don't already have a word to represent them. So going back to what you were just saying a minute ago, a Wimbledon, for example, is the drop which, no matter how hard or in which direction you shake, will always strike the trouser leg.
Hmm.
Ew.
Do you remember Sniglets from HBO, Real News? Or, no, not necessarily the news. Yeah. Anyhow, let's think about that. Let's go into a song and we'll come back to wrap up the show. Here's The Cog is Dead with the Copper War. So there we go. We've got 3.5 minutes.
Condom truck tips, spills load.
That's amazing. Some headline writer somewhere is chuckling at themselves for sneaking that one past their boss.
Maybe.
Oh,
So are
one
we?
Oh, go ahead.
Are we up to recording after this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I am not. I am burnt.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll try for next. Why are you so tired, Ed? What have you been doing?
Still problems with Teresa.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
yeah.
Sorry to hear that, man.
It's I'm glad people can't see my other screen.
Is it porn?
Oh, by the way, did you watch that video
Which one?
of what Sky?
Yes, where she shows nipple later.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I looked at the rest of her page where they actually have clips of her movies. And yeah. So yeah.
Don't want to get in trouble with the Facebook.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how Christian does she look?
Very Christian.
She looks wholesome.
Yeah.
Even in that shot, wow. I can see Jesus.
When you say wholesome, does that have a W on the beginning?
I could see all the way up to heaven.
That's dirty.
Oh, here's one. She's in a white one-piece bathing suit with knee-high socks and a Catholic schoolgirl skirt. Well, there we go. Oh my goodness. And this is. I don't know how you could look up these photos and not want to bust your nut to real Nina Sky. Drain those balls, and then there's the link. Wow.
Wow.
Right. See, this is why it's probably a good thing that people can't see my screen, because I'm, we
looking at porn.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. So we've got another minute, 60 seconds. Anybody have anything funny to talk about for the last 10 minutes?
Wow. No, not really.
Okay, I got something.
Yay.
All right.
You guys might have to think. Okay.
We'll give it a go.
Yeah. See how that works out. So let's see here. Yeah, it really was good to see Chuck and Lizzie Love back. Let's see, what Von Hegner post?
Good night.
He's leaving.
Okay. And we're coming back. And good night to everybody that's leaving. Let's see, Von Hegner. What is... Oh my goodness, Lizzie Love.
Lizzie's got a big one.
That is.
Yeah, impressive.
No. No. See? No. But, right, okay, I had a toss. Sorry, I'm busy looking at that centipede picture. Good night, Von Hegner.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you must have found it, huh?
Uh-huh.
And I don't think Lizzie Love or Chuck was listening, because they were listening to the real show instead of the one on Twitch, but...
It's probably better that way.
No, glad to have you back. That's all I wanted to... I didn't necessarily want to repeat all the other stuff with the Catholic schoolgirl outfit and everything. Okay, so here's something for our last few minutes. We've got about 10 minutes left in the show. We'll talk about next week's episode in a few minutes. So we just had another group of kids graduate high school and enter the real world, including Andrea's son. So what words of wisdom that you've gathered throughout your life would you give to these grads?
Don't sweat the petty things in life and never pet the sweaty things.
I don't know. I've seen a few.
Unless you're being paid.
Unless you're being paid $2,500 a film.
Oh yeah, I'll pet anything you want.
I don't know about
Not
that centipede.
For $2,500, I can almost afford to fly to America and pet it for you.
You could. We know an airline. It's So what about you, Ed? What words of wisdom would you tell a graduating high school student?
Wow. Wow.
It's the Ask Sleepy Ed hour.
Do stuff early.
Douche stuff early?
No, well, yes, that as well. That's highly
Do
practical
stuff early?
advice. But do stuff early. If anything you want to do, any of those dreams that you've got about traveling, seeing foreign places, get out, do it now while you're young enough and you've got the chance before you find yourself tied down by all the small minutiae of life that's saying, oh, I can't go on holiday there, or I can't do this because I've got to take so-and-so to that thing. Before you get embedded into your adult life, use the opportunity to get out there and see a bit of the world first.
Good advice.
That perspective will stand you in much better stead in everything that you do within the small microcosm of your own life, because you have appreciation of how other people live.
I'd also add that when you do have a home, whether it's an apartment or a house or whatever, make it your castle, because you're going to be broke at some point in time, and you want to be able to enjoy your private space.
Oh, yeah.
So, gather things around you that you like, that you're going to look at more than once. When you do go traveling, what you bring home and you put on a shelf should mean something, so when you look at it, yeah, not a bloody dildo, though. Don't bring that home.
What I'd want to tell them, read a book.
Or two.
Get off the internet, read a book.
Yeah. Engage in some kind of social activity that doesn't have a screen involved in it somewhere, yeah. Talk to real people in real life. Go to a movie, go out for dinner, do something that doesn't involve having to connect with somebody on the internet.
Chuck Schwab says, don't spit in the wind, don't tuck on Superman's cape, and don't mess around with...
Jim.
Is that what he named his penis? You think that'd be the opposite advice. Jim is sweaty. You should pet him. It's Andrea, what about you?
I don't know.
What life lesson have you learned that can save people lots of trouble in their life?
I don't know if it'll save them trouble. Just have fun. Don't care what it doesn't matter what other people say. I like to play dress up. A lot of people don't.
Yeah,
They
she
think
does.
I'm childish. I do. Not just for porn either. Yeah. Have fun. Don't always worry what other people think.
Worry about what you think. Victoria says, don't get married until after 30, or ever, if if you like to bang out. I know the song bang out. Is that basically sleep around? Or is it party? What's bang out mean in this reference? Urban Dictionary, here we come.
See, we're in danger of crossing the international colloquialism barrier here again as well, because to me, in my English slang, bang out means to knock someone out. You don't shut your mouth, son, I'm going to bang you out.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary says
it's Urban Dictionary.
Go ahead.
Sorry, you got it?
No, come on.
It's sex.
A term used
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
mostly to describe heterosexual males engaging in sexual intercourse with a female or multiple females.
Yeah, haven't you heard that song?
Yeah.
Mama said, "Bang it out."
Oh, Ed, you're tired. I think you got that wrong.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Mama said, "Knock the bottom out."
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Okay. What other words of wisdom or advice can we give folks? Learn to save money, because most of us didn't. You know, whether it's for that car repair or so you don't have to work till you drop dead. It's probably advice we could take right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to save when you don't make enough to pay your bills and have extra, you know?
It is. It really, really is.
Kids like to eat every day, so you gotta buy them food. Or they whine.
You can feed them centipedes.
Yeah, no. I'm not catching that.
I get lots of meals out of that.
I have pulled pork at home.
Yeah, you do.
I guess Sonar echoing your sentiments earlier, Kevin. Get off the game consoles. Play some tabletop face-to-face gaming is more fun.
Yeah, Sunday. We're doing that Sunday.
We are. Yeah, gonna play some Munchkin and Red Dragon Inn. We could play some Magic too. We never did play Magic with Kevin, did we?
He played Magic with his friends, not us.
I'll play Magic with you guys next time. There's no rush for you to get embarrassingly annihilated.
No, not at all.
I'm not very good at it. I do just like to play, though.
I love it. I think it's an amazing game. I've started teaching my kids how to play it, not because I really want to turn them into players, but because I love the way it actually forces you to think about all the myriad different combinations of cards and abilities. It's a great mental exercise. Like Josh sits now and helps me build my decks and stuff and comes up with ideas, most of which I reject for one reason or another, but he's getting involved. And yeah, I think it's great. All kinds of games like that. You know, I know they get sneered at by some people, but I think some of them can be great mental exercises for kids. It's a great way of getting them involved in something as well. Anything that's a game that's not a lesson, you know, they're always interested in giving it a go, and they don't realise that actually they're picking up all kinds of skills, whether it's hand-to-eye coordination or maths or whatever, you know.
Good night to Ian, who's heading off to bed. He can't stay for the next 8 minutes.
Good night, Ian.
8 minutes. You can't stay for 8 minutes, Ian.
Just no staying power whatsoever, huh?
It's actually only about 4 minutes because I got a 4-minute song to close with, so you know. Now, so Jay Draper said goodnight, and then he says, poop, LH, I'm in, okay? And then he's putting otters with Valentine's Day stuff. What? Comments on the go look at the Lizzie Love posted the guy holding the centipede. Go look at the comments. I have no idea. I don't know if he's in love with the centipede or Lizzie Love or Ian. I don't know. I'm very confused.
Does it need to be just one of those?
Well, no, I guess it doesn't.
Well, there's 3 pictures, so maybe it's all of them. I don't know.
Could be. One for each. It's Chuck says, learn how to manage your finances. Invest, even if it's a little beginner mutual fund. Yeah, that's a form of savings. It's good advice. Yeah, I think for the rest of grads is don't take yourself too fucking serious, people. Relax. Realize you're only going to have a small handful of friends and cherish them. Like here on Talk of the Tavern.
Always try to learn something new.
What, Andrew?
Always try to learn something new.
Yeah. Always. That's what we do. Oh, I sent out my newsletter today. We can talk about that for the last few minutes. And I did give hints at the next book we're working on. Didn't mention a title or anything, just mentioned it's another Simpletons in the Simpleton series.
I'm working on stuff.
Yeah.
Exciting things are afoot behind the scenes in the Simpletons world.
Nice.
But
I'm not sure why I narrated that, but
not speech.
Kevin's good at narrating. Let's see here.
Yeah, I guess in the film A Story of My Life, Kevin would be narrator.
That'd be cool.
It would sound fancy, even though it's not.
adding my usual air of elegance and grace to everything. Doing quite well. I haven't sworn at all.
Really? You okay?
As far as I know. Fuck yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
That's
Just
fair.
checking. Chuck said he better not be hitting on Lizzie Love. I'll cut him like an enormous centipede. It's they are so protective of each other. I used to, say things to Chuck on air, and Lizzie Love would get on me, threaten me. I guess if they threaten us enough, they might show up. Then we can have a homebrew party when they do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Sounds good.
Anyhow, next week we have government surveillance. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to talk about it because, they're probably listening.
We'll do interpretive dance.
I'm not so good at that. It turned out into a strip dance instead, with no stripping. You're welcome.
It always does.
Apparently my interpretive dance involves, humping poles. Not Polacks, but,
And backup dancers.
backup dancers. When I pull out the ribbon wand, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And your rubber ducky.
No, I didn't think to bring him out. I was dressed as Batman.
Uh-huh.
Like you do.
As you do, yeah.
What we do. Just saying.
So join us next week for government surveillance.
More of this shit.
Talk about, government listening. Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Oh no. We almost made it.
And have a good night, guys. I'm not even going to read that one.
Sonar, you should have been watching on the Twitch.
Everybody, Victoria said Jay's married. LOL. Lizzie Love says, sorry, Jay, only Chuck and my ginger from Wisconsin for me. Is that where they grow ginger now?
Only the ones without soul.
I always liked Marianne better. Okay, have a great week. Here's Frenchie and the Punk with Hey Hey Cabaret to shut down the show. Talk to you guys next week.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Okay. And we're out, guys. You don't have to stay.
Sure.
Good night, everyone on Twitch. Let's see who's on.
Good night, everybody
Bye,
on Twitch.
Twitchers.
Bye, Twitchers. Twitch.
Our hot toddies. So, there we go.
Yeah, they are.
Stop streaming. Yes.